Okay. Real estate market is somewhat cooling off when it comes to the home builder situation. And really, to be honest, there's still money that can be made when it comes to wedges, assigning contracts and using certain tools when it comes to getting at least the data when it comes to probates, divorces, and liens. I used PropStream, and we're going to go over the demonstration of PropStream. And for all the people that's coming in, respect to everybody, and the people that's watching the replay, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also recommend it to a friend. But we have a lot of booming news when it comes to certain segments of one, how to avoid the Biden tax. Now they referring that as the Biden tax because there's elements of loopholes that can be used, monetize installment sales if you try to kill 1031 exchanges. People have different type of swap methods that they use to be able to at least do what they would call a double Dutch sandwich. That's pretty much international companies pretty much sheltering money. So sheltering money doesn't help the economy. Sheltering money pretty much preserves the wealth and the valuation of the money. And they pretty much will wait until either when taxes is low or when they do acquire something, they'll just acquire hard assets. Set up a property management company. And the property management company can literally be like they day-to-day money on the aspect of they will be charging themselves 7 to 8% to their own company. So it's like literally a property management company that's managing your own assets. Plus, you have your lawyer pretty much negotiating how to create trusts, LLCs with private holding companies, and et cetera, et cetera. So people are literally strategizing because time is near. People say the winter is coming. Winter is coming for everybody because as soon as raising taxes, it's going to hit everybody where they're going to have to readjust. At least the smart ones readjust. The ones that are dumb, oblivious, not knowing, or pretty much so caught up in the rat race, they're pretty much going to be stuck in this whirlwind. This turbine of a meat grinder that the economy is. But respect to my moderator, Morena. Respect to you, Morena. So we are going to analyze a couple of properties. I am waiting on my guy, Rex, to be able to come onto the panel. We could talk about trades as well. People, I liked the last live stream where I had the trades talk, and pretty much getting the apprenticeships and levels like that. So Rex is a man that is an entrepreneur, respectable guy. He's pretty much in the aspect of what more people need to be able to strive for, somebody that has the manager class mindset and the ability to be able to level up as a person, to be able to conduct coordination on people and teams, to avoid cost overruns, understand management, and learning how to be a stable, coordinated manager with all standard operating procedures on, how can I put it, on full scale. Because standard operating procedures is literally how it can be a easy ride, and everything can be checklisted to the standpoint where you have everything coordinated to a simple science. Your KPIs, understanding your management, lower level workers. Because if you're going to be a person that's going to bring on people on Upwork, freelancer.com, or Fiverr, and getting on these WhatsApp calls and understanding when your worker is trying to mess you around when it comes to certain things, ask you for advance and the work has been done. Nope. You got to be able to get on it. You got to be very, 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 very on it as a manager. Matter of fact, you don't have to be hard, but it sure does help. When you're a hard manager, you can pretty much cut all the emotions out and literally understand what your virtual team will need to be doing. And you also need to have virtual workflow management tools. People use Monday.com. You can use the corporate certain things that the corporations use, but you have to be so on it. Because with my team, what I'm doing, and only why I haven't been around for like 3 weeks is because I'm helping my clients when it comes to their wholesale real estate, helping them assign contracts step by step. be able to coordinate a very solid base of people that can be able to get deals done in their area, be so good in that area where you can help all your cash buyers to the point where anytime they need a deal, they'll go to you. And you always make sure that you have a promissory note, always make sure that you have an assignment fee contract or a commission contract. You can use Rocket Lawyer, get things notarized, documented. But that is the aspect of conducting business where it can protect you. And also you could be able to provide a service, understanding these title companies, understanding title companies that do assignments and double closing. That would be the terminology. And if you got to explain it to them, then they're not the right fit. If you got to literally explain them what is a double closing, what is assignment, what is wholesaling real estate, where you're pretty much locking up the contract for $50,000, but in the comps in the area, it's pretty much 120, 130. You can be able to sign that to a developer for a $5,000 fee. Given on the margins, you can go higher if it was a $50,000 property that you locked up with an ARV of 300. Then that's where you can get the bigger money. So when it comes to wholesale real estate, people should always look at the title company and steady focus on the global economy as a whole, because lumber prices globally was up like 6 to 8 months straight, like literally doubling over. So it's to the point where people just need to get serious, because there's going to be global investors that's going to buy up a lot of stuff. They're going to have that access portal where they're going to buy up a lot of stuff, and people in America that's pretty much in the rat race is going to out here looking stuck. And I don't say that with no intent of malice or any type of stating that I want it to happen. But when you tell people what to do, when the whole situation happened of the pandemic and everybody was saying, get your LLC, get your business, but they wasn't going in great detail of building business acumen, understanding negotiation, understanding marketing, understanding how to be able to manage, delegate teams, stuff like that became boring to people. Unfortunately, that became boring to people. But when everybody had the Bentleys and Rolls Royces on Instagram, pretty much the PPP boys was winning at that time period. Everybody was scamming. Everybody had 4, 5, 6 CPNs where they had luxury hotels, luxury condos. Pretty much the scammers thought they had their president and President Trump. And they thought they was winning to the point where the PPP, turn to find out PPP money is actually turned out to be a setup when it comes to them jack boys, because all the drop addresses that they had to use, all the people's address that they had to use, using other people's names. Now it's going to start to hit them in the ass, where now they got their public shit on record. People should use the PPP money if they have an operating business. Now, there is ways how people use the PPP money and actually leveraged it in a legit business, but I'm not that type of person. I didn't use the PPP money. Literally, motherfucker can try to dox me or search any type of information on me in public, and you're not going to see PPP or EIDL. So I didn't even recommend people to do some old wild cockamamie shit, but you had dudes that had CPN, and CPNs, for everybody that don't know, is pretty much a secondary profile number, which it's not illegal, but a lot of these people that do use it, pretty much the scammers, the jack boys, all the Instagram flexers, even certain models, they was using the CPNs, getting $40,000, $50,000. Yeah, there was. Yeah, man, because you had people in the conscious community, like Brother Polite was talking about that. And I'm thinking something, hey, man, people are going to use and abuse this situation where people that do need the money is not going to be able to get it. Actually, you had this one dude, one white boy in Florida, that actually took his $2 million PPP money and tried to buy a Lambo with the check. So, it's just scenarios where shit happens. Shit literally happens, man. But respect to everybody that's listening. This is an open panel. I already opened up the panel. I'm waiting on my man Rex to come on to the panel so we can talk partially about trades into the global economy, and we're going to analyze some real estate markets on the spot. We're going to literally analyze some markets on the spot. Hit the like button as well. This is open panel. Feel free to come in. Respect to Adam. Respect to you. But like I was saying, man, people are starting to say that there's going to be more PPP money. So, Biden trying to get them approval ratings up. His shit has been in the tanker since Afghanistan. Actually, the stock market has been literally taken to the point where it's insane. And the market is still going up, but it'll tank because of the aspect of uncertainty. One, two, we're going to raise taxes to be able to pay for this infrastructure bill. He needs to get his approval rating up, and he needs to be able to get this infrastructure situation set up where EVs can win, electric vehicles can win, and also to be able to figure out certain scenarios of how can he be able to progressively get this shit done without messing it up. Because even Barack Obama say don't underestimate Joe Biden's ability to fuck shit up. That came from President Obama himself. So, with the niche strategy to avoid all these hefty taxes. And the funny part about it is Wall Street already got their loophole. And I'm going to read the loophole to you. Then I'm going to open up the panel. Then hopefully my man Rex can be able to talk so we can talk trades. But it says here it's a niche strategy called private placement life insurance. PPLI. It's already been gaining popularity among the very rich for its ability to shield fortunes from taxes. Now, certain advisors to the top 0% say it's dominating conversations with their clients. The threat of higher taxes, of what President Biden calls billionaires and millionaires making their fair share, isn't the only factor sparking an interest in the PPLI. A little noticed change in the U.S. insurance law at the end of 2020 makes the tool more powerful. At the same time, the competition among insurance carriers and advisor firms is giving rich investors more flexibility and lower cost and a wider choice of products on PPLI platforms. So that's private placement life insurance. So this is going to be the method and model on how people, and they say rich. The funny part about it, he's going to tax people at $400,000, and he's going to take out deductions where people that doesn't make that amount, it's still going to be like a tax hike. It's still going to be like a tax hike. So people should be very leery when they say that we're not going to tax nobody under 400,000. They might keep everything on a bracket, but they're going to take deductions out to be able to pay for it. So private placement life insurance. That is the model. That is going to be the loophole. That's going to be something that people are going to utilize to the fullest maximum ability. So people ain't ready. I don't think people are ready. I'm going to put that in the chat though. But I'm going to open up the panel again for anybody who wants to come up. This is an open panel. So that's pretty much the model that they're going to use. Private placement life insurance. Private place and life insurance is going to help when it comes to avoiding them taxes. NC Worker, you can come up on the panel, NC Worker. NC Worker, come up on the panel, man. Panel is open. Sir, if you want to come up on the panel, you could be able to come up on the panel as well. Let's talk business. Let's talk money. Let's talk taxes. Do you recommend selling a house now or rent it out? Well, people that don't want to necessarily sell, like people use what they would call master leases or a lease option, where if somebody did wanted to be able to buy it, if you got it, you can be able to work out a lease agreement on your buyers, and you can be able to have it where they'll raise up the rents and they'll still keep on paying you, and you don't have to pay the taxes. Well, selling the house, you could still do 1031 exchanges. You still got carryovers still from the Trump tax cuts. So you still got some plays that you can utilize before Biden hits big, because he's trying to do a 62% marginal tax in New York and California. So they pretty much saying we need those ends. and they're saying $400,000 is rich. And I got people that book consultation with me that make $400,000, and they're not. They don't even consider themselves rich. They're not even arrogant. They would actually sound like somebody that would made $50,000-$60,000. They're not even brass or arrogant, which they can afford to be brass and arrogant because they would be literally in a very good class of their own. So James, if you want to come up on the panel, come up on the panel. But private placement life insurance is what they're going to use to be able to avoid the Biden tax hikes. So all your Jay-Z's, your Beyonce's, your Rihanna's, all the people that voted for Biden that pretty much don't want to pay the Biden tax, they're going to use private placement life insurance. While the people like 50 Cent that voted for Trump, and I don't believe that he went the other way. I think he did that to just try to somewhat salvage his audience, which it is what it is. Floyd Mayweather, they'll use private placement life insurance. And my man Alonzo, need to pop up. My man Alonzo need to pop up because he's like the life insurance guru when it comes to this niche. Do not sell, rent the property out. Large investors is buying up properties and will be renting them, not selling. Well, a lot of the it depends on what larger investor we're talking about. Like hedge funds, yeah, they're gonna buy it and rent it. Hedge funds, private equity firms, but larger investors like a big construction company, they might convert the single family into duplexes. And now Biden-Harris administration is pretty much stating that they need more affordable housing, Section 8 housing, which I tell you guys all the time, I am not a fan of Section 8 housing. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. It's guaranteed money, but only how I would do it if it was mostly seniors. Because when it comes to situations like that, when stuff gets really bad, like in Oakland, they had a project housing facility where it was so bad where the government had to step in, had to play the big homie and pretty much buy the building up, relocate everybody, crush it, demolish it, and make it into a different commercial center. Then made nice, beautiful houses where it's cut grasses. So, yeah. Well, James, to each his own, man. James, you need to come up on the panel. James, you need to come up on the panel, man. This won't be your first time coming up on the panel, but I don't know. To each his own. I'm not a big Section 8 person, but I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna look at a couple properties in Atlanta, Georgia. So why not? I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna look at a couple properties in Atlanta, Georgia. I am not a big fan of Section 8. I am not. You're supposed to take that and redevelop it or rezone it. But I hope everybody can see my screen. Because Atlanta, Georgia got a lot of opportunity when it comes to getting these bankruptcies and foreclosures as well. It's definitely a play for y'all and need to be able to understand on what's going on. Okay. Recently sold. These are the recently sold. That is funny. The sold price is $3,200. Sold date. So these are all of the sold properties. Pretty much all these probably got liens. So you got 52,000 cash buyers. So you send the deals to the cash buyers. If you can find a pre-foreclosure, that's pretty much that's in the market. And we're also going to go to College Station as well. We're also going to go to College Station for all my Texas people. That's in the chat. So 2776 Granville, the lien amount that they owe is $6,000 and the estimated value is $96,000. So you can beat them up on the price. So it's a county city tax lien. hope people want to be able to think bigger when it comes to these properties, man. You need to understand that these are the best deals. They're off market. If there's any existing liens, then bingo. So these are the name of the buyer. Well, these are names of the seller. You'll be pretty much the end buyer. Will come in and talk to Mercedes. $96,000 in equity. About $1,100 in rent. Public record. In 2015, this was sold for 12 G's. The MLS now states it's 105. Beat up this price, man. There's a lien on this. You can be able to get it for 65, a cash offer and a fast close. And she can avoid that 3-month situation, 65. Get this for 65, 55, 55, 65. This needs to be redeveloped, but this is the property. These are all the liens. So I went all the liens and the pre-foreclosures, bankruptcies, and divorces. I wish the picture would show it, but this is the lead. That is pretty much what it looks like on the outside, inside. The kitchen. And it's been occupied, and it's been occupied for 6 years in Fulton County. So that is pretty much one listing. Okay, we got my man Rex. For sure, finally. Rex.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Oh, man, we eating. I'm making sure my client is eating. That's why I've been gone for 4 weeks, man. I had to make sure that I had to get these listings really quickly. And I had to be a ball hawk. So that means I got to be able to get these deals and a listing. And we're looking at some liens. I don't know if you saw my screen, but we're going to get back to it.
Outstanding.
So, I'm a ball hawk when it comes to this, man. We got it. I need everybody on my channel to be a ball hawk. So, hold on. Give me one moment. I think the phone is ringing in my house. Okay, but yeah. So this is a property with a lien on it. This can be we need to get this for like 55. Because she got, she had, it was 15. She got this for 15,000. You hear me?
Yeah, you're starting to break up a little
Can you
bit.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're just breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's just me or if that's the same on YouTube or not, but you're just breaking up a little bit.
Okay. What about now?
You sound fine now.
Okay, like I said, she got this situation for 15,000 in 2015. Its estimated value is 96,000 right here. I know it's little as fuck, but it's 96,000. She has a lien on it for like 6,000. It's probably, I don't even see how, even with it having a nice steady backyard, how this can be worth 96,000. But we need to beat up on that price because she has a lien on this, and this is leverage. So it's 2776 Grand Avenue. Are you on your laptop? Rex, are you on your laptop?
Yeah, you borking out on us a little bit.
Damn. Did you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see the property.
Okay. Look at. So this was the last time it was pretty much sold. So she got it for 2012 it was 8,000. Now the MLS saying it's 105. But we can get it for 55 because it's distressed property, man. And she has a lien, 9 comparables to comps. So in that area, to be honest, if you was a fix and flipper, you can be able to win off of this. You could be able to win big off of this.
Does it state what the lien is other than maybe a mortgage?
It's a county.
Or do you
It's
have
a county tax lien.
Gotcha.
County tax lien. County tax lien. So hold on. Hold on. Let me refresh this real quick. Hold on. But yeah, it's a county tax lien for $6,000. $6,000 is the lien. So $6,000 is the lien. She been having it for like 6 years. And it's time to be a ball hawk. It's time to be somebody that's literally on it. Because if you come up with a fast offer and a cash close and have it with the title company where, how could I say? How would I structure this? Hold on. Because the comps say it's $110,000 in value. But really, I'm trying to get 55. But she has this lien. She needs to get that down. Because it'll cut into my margin as a wholesaler. Trying to get it for 55 or 45, really. 45, 55, to be honest. She got it for 12. How can I put it? 48, 52,000, 45,000. Pretty much knock this shit down. This property needs to be knocked down and rebuilt. This needs to be rebuilt. Because this is distressed property. Like this, she's been having this for 6 years. It's occupied. Year was built 1945. Now the lot size is 10,000 square feet. So that's why, to be honest, the lot size is really where it's at. This lot size is really where it's really where people need to be. Because really, these liens is small. These other liens, $50 lien, 75. Belly lane. Okay. I need to go in the middle. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that situation right there had a mechanics lien. So mechanics lien is pretty much a scenario where you get benefit off of either pretty much the construction company has it for I think $2,500, about $3,000. So the mechanics lien is on that property, and the property's estimated value is $1 million. All right, Rex, can you hear me? I
Yeah, I
swear,
can hear
people
you.
have the same comes to StreamYards.
Yeah, it's just boring
Okay.
out. I dropped out just to see whether or not it was me. I didn't know if, depending on how many windows you had open, if it was taxing your CPU a lot, and that may have been it. Who knows? But it seems to be worse when you bring up another window. Would be my guess.
Damn. But you saw the property. It's $1 million property with a $6,000 tax. No, $2,000 tax.
2000, yeah,
Not tax lien. Mechanics lien.
yeah.
Mechanics lien, and pretty much it's a big house. It's a very big house. It's extremely big house. Extremely big house. So, matter of fact, let me do something real quick. I'm gonna copy and paste the address, and let's see if we can share your screen and make it better. So it's 2776 Grand Avenue, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. Area code, no, zip code 30315. 30315. you got everything on it. That pretty much is right there. So show that. So it's a nice property. It's a nice property, and pretty much with a scenario like that would be a good assignment because I would do some more research to get around to be able to see where are the divorces in the area. Hopefully, I could get one of these real housewives of Atlanta's properties for a discount and assign it to a cash buyer on the same website, which you can do with PropStream, which PropStream is a very valuable tool. You can be able to find all the bankruptcies, liens, and all the necessary things that you need to be able to take advantage of that market. So that's 2776 Grand Avenue, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 3031. Okay. 31.5. Okay. So that's literally a building. It's really a home that can be an apartment building because people are complaining about how investors are literally taking single family stuff and making it into apartments or making it to condos or making it to other commercial stuff. Rex, your device is not connecting. I see you in the background. It says that your device is not connecting.
Yeah, no, I have two devices. One of them is me on my phone, and then the other one is basically my computer, so that if you wanted me to share a screen, I could do it on that.
Okay. Okay. So we are looking at two more properties in Atlanta and Georgia. Then we're going to look at other stuff that's necessary. Hey, all aboard. Hey. All aboard. It's an open panel if you want to come up. It's an open panel if you want to come up. But let me see if I can share it and see what it does. Okay, that's one lien. Let's look at the pre-foreclosures. Now double back to liens. Sandy Springs has a lot of good development in there too.
So I say somebody just bought that property for $40,000 back in 2019.
Yep. 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 They got that situation. 15, 40. $175. And look at the comparables. Okay, so this is the property. Okay, so this is the LLC. So you would send a letter. So in a wholesale situation, you would send a letter to them or find a phone number with skip tracing and pretty much like buy your property with fast close in the week. Well, fast close. I'm a cash buyer. We can work out the terms, the details. Bada bing, bada boom. So I'm gonna share Rex's screen right now. Okay.
Yeah, I just brought up that that property in Atlanta that you were looking at, the Grandview. I just threw it into a search engine. I haven't really gone to any of the pages on there, but I can't remember what website it was that you were using.
I was using PropStream, so I pretty much got all the lien information.
Gotcha.
It's so you use that to avoid to go to the county records, the county assessor. You do that to avoid them.
Gotcha. It's called PropStream.
Yes, PROP stream. But you gotta pay for that. That's a paid.
Gotcha.
That's a
It's a
it's a paid
membership site for. Gotcha. It's for the insiders.
Yep, for the investors. For the investors, that's the investors tools. That's an expensive ass tool too. That's like $100 in a month. So that property is $1 million value. You can negotiate it for 675 and see what it is. 675, and you can assign it to a developer and get a $20,000 assignment fee. Granted, you find a title company in Atlanta, Georgia. No, that property, you can get that property for 45 to 55,000. Because that got a lien too. That got a bigger lien. I actually got a $7,000 lien.
This property looks like it's been renovated recently on the inside.
Yeah, but it needs to be knocked down, bruh. It got 9,000 square foot lot. Only 387,000 square feet of the house. They are not using. Yes, that's literally how much the size is, bruh.
No, what I'm saying is you're referring to this property right now that I have up on screen?
Yes. That 185, yeah.
You can just see that they just recently renovated this. This is all brand new renovation. You can see right there with the sliding type barn door that they have there. That's all new. They just updated the kitchen. So they just dumped some money into this. Looks like new floors, new doors probably on the interior, trim, new tile in the bathroom.
They wasted their time on that one. They wasted their time on that one because if they was gonna really renovate it, and they did the renovations inside so they can somewhat still live in it, but they need to explore that backyard. They should have built up the house more where it utilizes the backyard and put a pool in there. They should have put the pool in there, man.
Yeah, that would be a nice yard for a pool. I can't believe the price of this thing anyway. 185 actually seems a little bit high to me.
A little. Shit. The PropStream had the estimated value at $70,000.
Yeah.
With the lien.
I mean, if you look at the square, I mean, it doesn't look like a very large house square footage wise. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I guess if I scroll down, it'll probably tell me, but it does not seem that large of a house. 3 bedroom, gotcha. Just one full bath on almost a quarter of an acre.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, I think we got another person in the panel. Hold on, let me bring him up. Okay, James. James. Sorry for the long wait, man. Oh, shit. Hold on. Yo, James, can you hear me?
There he is.
James.
I'm
I need
here.
my man.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
on the phone. On the other phone. I didn't want to interrupt. I'll be back on.
Okay. But I need my man Alonzo because that private placement insurance, that's gonna help people a lot. Because Biden come after everybody's taxes, bro. I told everybody, even if he doesn't raise your taxes on the adjusted rate, he can still hit you by taking certain deductions away to be able to fund a lot of the child care initiatives and affordable housing that he needs. They're saying that, oh, we got a $3.5 million housing shortage, affordable housing. I'm like, man, affordable housing brings down value of everything. What are we doing? Damn, Okay, but these are the comps of that area. Like I said, you get on the phone, you negotiate with these people, and you be able to understand that, okay, what's their hurting point? We showed that PropStream have all the liens. You can find all the bankruptcies. You can find anybody in these neighborhoods, up in these neighborhoods, getting a business. Where is divorces at? Where are the divorces at? Where are the bankruptcies at? Where are the liens? Because we're trying to get those prices at least 60 to 70,000 range to give our fix and flipper enough profit to be able to capitalize on. So these deals This is just for the comps. These, when people tell you what are your comps, they're gonna tell you on what's the neighborhood price and what's the rent or what's the going price in that specific area. People do Airbnb, which Airbnb kind of like fudge the numbers, but it is what it is. But give me one moment, I'm gonna mute up. Oh man, my man left. Wow. Wow.
I don't think you can hear you. We've kind of been silent for a while. I was just kind of scrolling through some properties just to keep the screen updated, if you will.
Oh
Just,
wow.
just to.
Yo, James, man, you can come up on the panel now. You couldn't hear you. Catch you the next time, man. James, you don't gotta leave too early, man. Now I'm back. I had a phone call. I had to tackle. Then I had a package in the mail. Then I had to read the package because it was some very important information. And I want to be busy. My bad. My bad to everybody, but literally, these listings, man, these are scenarios where people can be able to at least see what's in that area. So I'm gonna go on props. Well, I want to go on props, but props stream seem like it doesn't want to go when it comes to my screen. I'm the only one with the paid membership, so really that lean, people can be able to negotiate downward, get a title company, line up a cash buyer, and the cash buyer is anybody that buys properties. If you're people that are going to use the tool props frame, cash buyers is pretty much all the people that bought properties with cash liquid money. You could call them up, you can skip trace them, you could call them up, and you could provide them more deals, or send them your active deals that you got negotiated and work out the terms. So it's another thing people should look for
I think we lost your audio again. If you can hear.
No, I ain't lost my audio. I just muted. I just muted myself. But really, these areas, people should at least use the tool prop stream. Or another thing would be, hold on, I think Dealulator. Dealulator, Connected Investors Pen Tool is too expensive, way too expensive, because they charge like I think $1,000 with a two-time payments of $397 a month to finish out the remainder. Prop stream is I think prop stream is very, very good off the strength of you can get all of the county tax records. You don't have to go to the county tax assessor building in your local city or your local state. You don't have to do that. You can literally go on prop stream and it'll literally be like you just took a trip to the county building. The county assessor building. Pardon me. But StreamYard link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, it's open panel. But damn, I was gone for that long. Damn, I didn't mean to be gone for that long. Cause I was about to ask James what real estate market he was in. And we was about to find him some deals using prop stream so he can be able to at least get some money in his pocket while not watch TV, but watch the stream. Because these markets, 260, 175, 249, that whole row of houses, people should copy and paste it and get the address of that neighborhood to see if there's any properties for sale, if there's a lien to that neighborhood, and use that as a base where if you can find a property that's under 80, 90,000, you assign that bad boy to a developer and you rinse and repeat the model, because these properties has enough net profit where a fix it flipper and you can be able to get your $5,000-$10,000 wholesale fee, or $40,000 if you go to close with using transactional funding as well. So the transactional funding will save you. Transactional fund will save you when it comes to double closing. Okay. Okay, so COVAX. That's the COVID vaccine crypto that tracks all the people that's been vaccinated. That's COVAX. So I'll literally type that in the chat for everybody. You gonna make a Petrus order?
No, to be honest with you, I've got probably about $400 worth of Cardano or ADA right now that I can't that's years old. Probably I bought it back in 2018 maybe, and I lost the password, so I can
No.
access it, but I can't trade it. You know what I mean? Meaning I can bring it up, but I can't trade it. So it's only about $400, but by the same token, well, let's not say about
No.
$400. It's 130 shares.
No.
So
Bruh,
it happens.
what?
It happens.
Bruh.
I
know.
may have that password somewhere, but every password that I've entered in thus far, it shows it when I bring the wallet up, but when I try to transfer it to another wallet, it just won't let me do it.
What? Wow.
But currently, I mean, they've had a fairly decent run currently. Even if I look at, let's say, a 1 month on it, it's had a fairly decent run. And I'm probably not showing the.
Because after you're done with this, man, I'm gonna need to leverage your screen so we can look at the stock market for all the viewers. Because there's people that was screeching and clawing and saying, "Yo, when you gonna live stream again? Yo, you're gonna stream again?" I'm like, got my New York clients that be on the stock market heavy. Well, it's meant for them because it's hard trading stocks in the West Coast because you got to wake up 3 hours early just to be on point with everything. But ADA can be a $5 coin though.
Yeah, you would, yeah, I could see that very easily. Like I said, right now it's hovering. Today it's been hovering around the $3 range, but yeah, I could definitely see that
Man,
at
Rex,
some
I'm
point.
mad for you.
Yeah, well, thankfully it's not that large of an amount, but
Man, watch when
you know,
that $400 wind up being $100,000 in like 7 years.
well,
Then you're gonna see
that
my
point, yeah, I'll be very upset. And a part of me tells me just to buy more, so I'm kind of waiting. And I may do that. I may just put a limit order. I may just put in a limit order for about the same amount just to say I have it. But I'm probably gonna do it. If I did a limit order, if it's around 297 right now, I would do a
Mhm.
limit order in the 250 range and see what happens.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just me. And you say right now it's showing 296. I would probably try a 250 limit and see what happens. If it dropped down there, great. And I probably would only buy, maybe 200 coin. Who knows? Maybe 200 of them, something like that. I wouldn't put a bunch of money into it, but yeah, there's a
Yo,
good
check
potential
this
there.
out. Check this one out. COVAC. Now this made my $20 into $400. I don't even know what the hell.
COVAC.
Yeah, that's the COVID vaccine tracker. Now it's probably not on Binance, but if you go
Gotcha.
on Coin Market Cap, COVAC. This is for all my crypto watchers because I look at crypto, but I look at the technologies in the stock market. I look at Riot, Marathon. Those are in the stock market, but COVAC. No, COVAX. Hold on. No. Damn. CO. Damn. Matter of fact, Google search it and we're going to be able to find it. Because this is a crypto coin that tracks down all of the data when it comes to who are vaccinated in the world. So this is literally COVAC. No. Crypto. Put crypto coin and see what comes up because that is literally something that has been blowing up very big. COVAC token.
Huh,
Bingo.
there we go. Yeah, it shows it
There you go.
there. Let's see who cares. Where's it traded?
I got it on crypto.com. That's where you can trade all the necessary cryptos because it's not on Coinbase, it's not on Robinhood, it's not on Binance, but eToro, crypto.com.
Okay, that's it.
Damn, man, I didn't know that this shit was literally like 6 months ago because I got on it rather late, got a guilty conscience. I pretty much went on Reddit and I researched and saw this one like a month ago.
So
Like,
it's still it's like a $2.46 million market cap as of
yes.
about a week or so ago. Okay, so it's
And
still, we would kind of call it a penny token at this
crypto,
point. Yeah.
penny token.
I mean, it's,
But
0.00061, but still, yeah. That's kind of like your Dogecoin-esque kind of thing that you never know.
well,
You can
Shinu
buy a
Anu,
lot of it,
Shinu Anu, Shinu Anu, SHIU. I know I'm getting this wrong. Shibu Anu, so it's SHIBA SHI.
Is that a coin?
Yes, that's another one of these coins that Bezos and Elon are trying to pump. dumbass meme coins, but Shibu Anu.
Shibu.
Yes,
Shibu
there you go.
Inu. There we
First
go.
one.
Yeah.
So people that's pretty much on my channel, they pretty much already know about this. And if it goes to 10 cents, we millionaires. We can literally just pretty much pack up the bags and just say, we'll fuck it, Rex. We got the Michael Jordan cigars, them thick ass Cuban cigars. We pretty much just make it just a retirement. But you know, this
So pretty
had
much
a big,
it had a major spike back in May, right?
yep,
And has since kind of done its dump.
dwindled.
There was the pump, and then here's the dump. So you can kind of see the
Yep.
pump, you know, as it
Then
goes
the
up
dump.
there, and then the dump. And what was the market cap? How much of this stuff was actually trading around? Whoa! Was that okay? That's got to be just coin. 14 billion. That wasn't $14 billion. That had to have been 14 billion coin. Okay, so the market cap was still $6 billion.
And it still has a whole bunch of volume. The fucked up part about it
No.
is when
Wow.
when it has big volume like that, it's hard to pump it again. But now they're trying to have Elon and Jeff Bezos to pump it up again. And you got Elon tweeting it about it because Elon pretty much has 100 million people looking at his Twitter account. So people are going to pretty much put their $20s and $40 and $400 or hell, even thousands of dollars. That's only how you got a $6 to $7 billion volume
Well, look,
in one damn day.
I mean, I can't.
20 billion.
From what this is
30.
showing, that it was literally a $13.8 billion market cap on it with a 24-hour volume of $19 billion.
19 Bs.
I mean, that's just incredible.
20 Bs.
The crypto market is just incredible. It's just, incredible. It's kind of one of those things. If only a good 10 years ago, or whenever it came out. If only.
Who would have knew? Who would have knew? Who would have knew? Yeah.
I mean, I guess in retrospect, you can kind of look at it and say, well, of course, the concept of crypto was something that was eventually going to happen. However, it just didn't seem like there was, you had to first envision the internet the way you did, or the way it is now, to even think about that. I recall back during the Y2K thing, I was a project manager for a Y2K company, and after Y2K was over with and they made a bunch of money, they wanted to really wanted to transition into e-commerce, and not this just simply buying stuff and selling stuff online, but it was more the business to business e-commerce in. And I can see now with crypto, some of the things that they were envisioning that just wasn't, it's kind of like they had a thought process. You just didn't have the technology behind it. And I can see now to where, if we had something like that, it would have been easier to transition into the B2B, business to business exchange via e-commerce with a tool like cryptocurrency, to where you're cutting out a lot of middlemen, and you can have smart contracts and things of that nature, to where trading is a lot more efficient, or between companies, transactions, let's just say. Because at this point, you're avoiding any transaction fees that you normally have to deal with a bank or anything of that nature, just by being able to transfer cryptocurrencies back and forth, and as well as the ability to do smart contracts.
Exactly, because really, you just need to understand the elements of the technology, then you can pretty much get the premise on why banks like JP Morgan Chase wants to take it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and what they want to take it, while at the same time bad mouthing it as much as they can, right? So they manipulate.
That's how they get good positioning.
Yeah, they manipulate the market. Jamie Dimon is very famous for that, because he basically will badmouth cryptocurrency as much as he can, but at the back door, they're buying up as much as they can once they knock the price down by badmouthing it. I'm surprised that Elon Musk gets away with it as much as he does without any investigation.
Well, that's because one, it's in the crypto world.
Yeah.
Two, he's so vital to the government where they're trying to help him and help their investment because you got VP Harris pretty much has a $900 call option, which we need to look at Tesla right now because she has a $900 call option that expires in February 2022. So pretty much she's betting on the fact that if they can get budget reconciliation or they can get the infrastructure bill passed with budget reconciliation next year on the top of the year, that hopefully their investment can go up to $900. So
when did that go
Tesla,
in? When she was a senator?
Yeah, so it was
Okay,
pretty,
gotcha.
because it was still going on when it was still campaigning, because that was like a year and a
Gotcha.
half call option.
And that's basically kind of the result of the fact that Congress wrote laws to where they can do they're not subject to insider trading.
Nope. They can pretty much say, okay, because St. George's Mining Company, that has Nancy Pelosi's son in it, Paul Pelosi Jr. That's St. George's Mining Company, so that's SX. Google. Can you Google search it for the audience and for the people in the replay?
Yeah,
because we need
to find that. So what are we looking at?
So we're looking at one Tesla. So I can explain the analogy on what I mean as a call option because I got new subscribers, so they probably either know about call options so they can be able to make a strategy on it too, or trying to learn on it. But it's $900 call option she has, and she can roll it over. She can actually extend it from February to June if it doesn't reach $900 in February. But she got to do it before December, so that's how she could be able to at least save any losses.
You have a preferred tracker that you like to use, or?
Well, we can use Hedge Follow, where you can see all the hedge fund companies. So a tracker.
I mean, this right here kind of shows at least what the current price is. It's a live ticker right now showing the price and also showing, I think it'll show buy and sell orders, or at least the last 5 real-time trades. A few latest real-time trades. I really like to look at trades as they're going on, just to kind of give a really good idea of who's moving what around, who's buying, who's selling, at least in what size blocks that they're selling in. But
I use Whale Tracker.
I don't know.
I use Whale Tracker when it comes to buy and sell orders. That's a smart move. That's actually good for day traders as well. Day traders use that method, plus have another screen that's looking at another chart with 5-6 other damn things on it. So Whale Watcher, bingo. Well, I use Whale Watcher for cryptos. So hold on. I use Hedge Follow to get the actual buys from hedge funds. So it'll show a daily buy order, but it'll be in a hedge fund style. So that's Hedge Follow. Hedge Follow.
Okay.
Cool. So type in Tesla, bada bing, bada boom. You can get a clear and concise list on all the hedge funds that got everything. You can see, well, with politicians, I need to find out the tool because I found that off of Twitter on how on the politicians that got monies when it comes to, okay, so he has a new position. The first one had a new position, $400,000. Okay, $56 million new position. Andrew Law. His hedge fund only got a 2% star. Okay, so he put all his money recently. So he puts 56 million, damn near 60 million. So he's up.
Okay, and it shows the
82,000.
percentage of the portfolio. Okay.
Yep,
Gotcha.
that's the percentage of the portfolio. So that is
got that pretty much biggest to largest, or largest to smallest, as far as the percentage of their portfolio. And still, it's a Good value there.
'Cause that's a new position.
Wow.
And George Jiang got $130 million new position as well, and he's up $184,000. So he's up $184,000. That's actually a good move. That's actually a big move.
But that's over the period. Is this? Am I reading this accurate? Where it says that he basically bought this New Year's Eve 2020 is when he entered the position.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So 630.
So basically,
2021.
in 9 months, he saw 183. Well, no, hold on. Let me see. Okay, still same amount of shares.
Because he's up.
Okay, I'd have
He
to
got
dig
into
something
it late. He got in it too late. Because all these people right here, their positions are all extremely late. They got it in way too late. They were supposed to get into it in 2019, January 2020. So really, if Tesla crashes, to be honest, these people are gonna get hurt. They're probably gonna be out of a job. So remember these names, man. Y'all know. Because you can also look at their portfolio and see what they got outside of it. But granted, if they got a good fund rank.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen this site before. I'm curious there. Largest trades. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
So you can be able to look at these portfolios to see if they have a really big position and they're going long. And these are active in the past. So last updated September 2nd. And these will be quarterly filings. So 6/30/2021 is really what you're gonna see on new updated, unless it's a new entry where he just did a big position and he files his forms with I think they have some type of loophole that they do when it comes to insider trading. Have you heard of the show Billions? Billions?
No.
Okay, so Billions is pretty much a show of hedge funds, and it has a situation where this dude, he pretty much trying to sell $100 million of shares, but he can't do it on the public because if he does, it'll crash the market. So they have private pools and they use what they call high frequency trading. And high frequency trading is pretty much a tool where they can pretty much get in and get out of trade very quickly without the public knowing, so it doesn't crash the market. So these things be running concurrently, active in the market. They also do after hours. That's really when they get busy, after hours. So that's really when they get busy on the after hours. So pretty much the hedge fund world is pretty much of the show Billions. I recommend to anybody that is on my channel that recommend on the stock market tip. That is literally a good show where you can get something that is actually entertaining and still can give you informative stuff that you can research and study around. So it is what it is. You know, you got to look at these hedge funds, and if they got any dividends, look at these as well. See how much is their yield. Do they get 6%? Do they get 8% a year? Is it quarterly? Is it monthly? Is it annually?
Interesting. Yeah, that high frequency trading kind of makes everything seem just extremely illegitimate. You know, just from the simple fact that that's a thing. You know, using the computer and different algorithms to perform transactions at a speed that no human can do.
Yep, everything is out. Everything is automated. They pretty much got market makers using what they would call the Martindale strategy, where it's pretty much high frequency and high leverage. So it's pretty much a boom bust type situation where you bet big, but you have nothing but to really go big or just bust. So it's literally 100x leverage that they use when it comes to these trading devices and scalping trades, binary options, momentum trading, high frequency trading. They're pretty much looking at everything that's going in their systems. Bloomberg, he has those terminals, and people use the Bloomberg terminals to see what's going on when it comes to these hedge funds, what they're doing actively. So you look at those to be able to see on what these corporations are doing. You pretty much see on how many shares was bought, how much is the value. You pretty much get a good grasp on the fundamentals of the company. So this is pretty much fundamentals based, as you can see.
On a different note, have you ever heard of a guy? This guy's dad. He was an old time trader by the name of W.D. Gann,
Yes, I have.
who kind of used that whole. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but it was a basically he used astrology, or and I want to say astrology as opposed to astronomy, but he used star charts, if you will, to develop his trading strategy. And the interesting thing about it was that
Smart
he was
move. That's
he was successful. He was extremely successful in doing it. There's been a lot of people to try to duplicate his work, and to do something very similar, but I've never heard of him. It's an interesting thing for anybody listening to kind of look up. He's kind of on just more of a trivial note, just kind of interesting. But he used these he was a mathematician, I believe, at his core, but he developed these a trading methodology that had a lot to do with astrology and star charts and things of that nature. So it seems it may be a little bit complex. In fact, here, if you kind of look at looking at this, it was pretty wild how he came up with this. But before you kind of dismiss it as just whatever, he was extremely successful. I think what used to be the Wall Street Journal was originally a paper called The Ticker, back in his time, because this guy was in the early 1900s. He was primarily active. He died in 55. So
wow.
and I think the Ticker, which was the original Wall Street Journal before they changed their name, tracked his trades for a certain period of time, and it was just incredible as far as how accurate he was by using these star charts.
Man, I'm gonna have to write that one down, Rex. We're gonna have to talk about that in private when it comes about some money situations, man. That's a good mathematician stuff. Man, we got the investor show. Man, the investor show, please come up, man. If this the real investor show, if this my man Prince, he actually interviewed Warren Buffett. He actually got a chance to interview Warren Buffett. That's why if this is Prince, hopefully if it is Prince, Mr. Prince Dykes, please come up, because he actually is a very good, accurate fundamental trader as well. Good dude.
Yeah, sure. I'll to check that out when you have those shows. To
Because
take a look at that.
if it is my if it is my man Prince, I don't know if it is Prince. People be trying to claim other people's channels, but we did talk about Pfizer. That's funny. The two pills daily. I think Pfizer is gonna go very up. I think Pfizer situation PFE is a play that people should always think about long term. People need to get on that Pfizer situation, and I mean the ticketer, the stock ticketer, of course, but PFE. Whenever you're ready, PFE, we can be able to do some research on that, because I think it could go higher. Sakpase?
Yo, it's good, man. Can you hear
Sakpase?
me good? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay,
just
man. What's
making sure
going on?
I said it correctly.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay.
My bad, man.
But we did talk about it, but you can be able to get on it and we can answer questions on the spot.
Oh, okay. Like, cause I've been doing an option with Pfizer, right?
Yes.
Because I don't know too much when it comes to like the. Well, I'm more of a, like when I do my trades, I'm just more of a, I guess you say fundamental. I just look at the charts and do markups and stuff. Is that the right term? I just use.
Can you repeat that again? I was looking down. My bad. I was looking at my phone. I had a stock trade right now that was options. But how I option trade, when it comes to my play, what type of strategy are you using? Are you using an iron Concord, or are you using a covered call where you can make some income? Because covered calls is actually a steady income option trade. Granted, if you have 100 shares of Pfizer, which I don't know if you're big balling like that, but you can do that when it comes to other stocks that are maybe in the $5 to $10 range. When it comes to option trading, when it comes to a covered call where you can make income steady based off of the price action. Like if I believe that Pfizer is going to be around $48 at the end of the week, I pretty much will have 100 shares, do a covered call, and also make sure I have some downside risk protection where I'll have a bear put. Because when it comes to call options, you make sure that you have a call and a put, and you buy the shares. That's how Mark Cuban, when he was on Earn Your Leisure, very good podcast when it comes to Black financial information and also information in general. He had Mark Cuban, and he mentioned how when Yahoo stock was going on, and when he thought he had some downside issues that he had with the company, he had a call option just in case if it went up $2 or $3 within that month. Then he had another call option for a year. He had a put option, so if the stock goes down, he has some downside protection where he doesn't lose as much money, or he can make it where he can make more money off of the downside. But when it comes to your position strategy, when it comes to Pfizer, I would say definitely look at the news. They saying that they're gonna have people that does 2 pills daily. When it comes to their COVID pills, that can go up exponentially. Where the option trade, if you do a call option, I think if you, and it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you a basic strategy on what I would do on this scenario. This stock, I think, can be $52 in 2 months. So I would have a wide call option. You give me enough time to be right. So if I'm wrong, it gives me enough time to be right. If you do call options, they usually say to be wide, would be 6 to 8 months. But that's expensive as well. And that also has a lot of fees to try to make it wide, but you can be right. And you don't have to deal with the consequences and repercussions of not giving yourself enough time to be right, because you always got to be able to have a strategy on your downside protection. When it comes to Pfizer, I say people that are just getting into the stock market and people for the replay is to always understand to make sure you have enough set aside to be able to risk. Don't fully go big. And I got people that getting settlement checks and they saying, do I just put the whole check in Pfizer? Do I put the whole check in Tesla? And I say, no. You always make that you break up your money and you always go in it very slowly, even if you're doing call options. But if you're doing covered calls, that actually can be just as good, if not better, than a dividend. So, I say research covered calls and search the poor man's covered call. That can be able to work like a dividend, and you can be able to get steady income when it comes to your trades. So that's poor man's covered call and covered call. So covered call is the general strategy. Poor man's covered call is pretty much for people that don't have 100 shares, but they can still make a call option. Now, I'll tell you one thing about a poor man's covered call and covered calls in general. It restrict your profit. So if you have it where if you did a poor man's covered call on Pfizer on Robinhood, people do these on Robinhood, and if you say, okay, it's going to be $52 in 3 months. No, let me do it more in the money. Let me do it deep in the money. Let's do 47.55. Say if you did a poor man's covered call on the price target of 47.55, your strike price is 47.55. Your expiration date is in 2 weeks. That is pretty much in the money. People do that in Robinhood all the time. So research poor man's covered call to be able to make income when it comes to the stock market via option trading. So just research the strategy. So poor man's covered call, and it will give you the Google, pretty much Google's explanation of it, of the strategy. Something will pop up, but well, they're going to give you covered call. Actually, Rockwell Trading is actually good. I use Rockwell Trading to get information. Okay, Tasty Trades. They're good, but they're politically biased, man. I was on the phone with one of them dudes, and he was so biased. He just believed in multilateralism and globalism, where we just got to be wide and we got to offshore jobs, Rex. You hear that? He was for offshoring jobs, Rex. Them good union jobs. He's actually for getting rid of them.
Well, globalists are going to global, so that's kind of how they operate.
Multilateralism. They're saying multilateralism, but pretty much the setups is buying in the money. So research that term, South by say, buy in the money. Call option in a longer term expiration cycle. Sell out of the money. OTM. Call option in the near term expiration cycle. So you buy in the money for longer term, and you have a sell out of the money, which is a put. Every time when you hear buy is calls, puts, sells. So pretty much the trade will enter for a debit. It's important that the debit is paid no more than 75% of the width of the strikes. Example, stock price at $100, purchase expiration, $90 call for 15, a sell expiration for 110. Okay, so you always make sure that your sell is higher and above the stock price, and you always make sure that your purchase and your expiration on a longer, this is pretty much on a scenario of literally making sure that your downside protection is covered as well. I like iron concords because I can be able to have 4 trades, but that's very advanced call options. That's very advanced. So pretty much the ideal implied volatility environment, low maximum profit. The exact maximum profit potential cannot be calculated due to the differing expiration cycle used. However, the profit potential can be estimated with the following formula: width of the call strikes minus net debit paid. How to calculate the breakdown? The exact breakdown cannot be calculated due to the differentiating of the expiration cycles used in the trade. As a rough estimate, the breakdown area can be approximately the following formula: long call strike price plus net debit. So you can get yourself a trade. Pretty much these be small trades of $15, $20, $20 call option trades. People do these things very rapidly and daily. These are literally small money trades, but we can go on and on about this. But this is pretty much its setup. The poor man's covered call is very important. If we have a bad setup, we can actually set up ourselves to lose money if the trade moves in our direction too fast. So remember that. Please highlight that. Because if it goes up too fast and you can lose money, to ensure that we have a good setup, we check the intrinsic value of our longer dated in the money option. As soon as we figure the value, we can ensure that the near-term option we sell is equal or greater than that amount. So you always make sure that the near-term option, say if you have a 2-week option, 3-week option, that would be considered near-term, we sell is equal or greater than that amount. Deeper in the money, our longer option is easier to set up, is to obtain that we ensure that the whole total debit is paid no more than 75% of the width. I think it should be 65% of the width, but they say 75% of the width. You know, Tasty Trades is good to be able to get started, but in my honest opinion, I think it's 65% of the width. This is where me and Tasty Trades, Rex, on the Clubhouse. People need to get on Clubhouse, be arguing.
Well, it sounds like what they're saying too, as far as the bad setup, you can lose money if the trade moves in our direction too fast, goes into that implied ideal volatility environment being very low. So you don't want that thing to move too fast, or at least in your direction too fast.
Yes, because these are pretty much for stocks that are flat. People usually go on the is it the SQQ or the triple Q? They usually do these when it comes to indexes. People do these when it comes to corporate bonds. Corporate bonds don't move. Actually, corporate bonds that are in hotels is actually in a bear situation. But corporate bonds, they do these covered calls and. Oh man, salute to my guy in the chat. Man, what's going on, AB? What's going on, big dog? Respect to you and your family, man. Respect to you and your family, man. This is my guy, Andrew. Respect to you, AB. But literally, like I said, man, Tasty Trades, they're biased when it comes to that, man. Because I didn't like it how they said populism and keeping things in house and all this stuff. No, we need to go wide. We need to go more global. I'm thinking something ahead. Now, you talk all this global shit, and Ross Perot pretty much straight owned Al Gore and that vice president debate. Straight owned him when it comes to that, because you're offshoring all your warehousing jobs. That's pretty much in inner cities, Rex. And trying to establish cheap stuff, and it wound up being expensive anyway, Rex. That could have been jobs that could have been in-house. That could have been jobs for people that's coming out of high school. that could have been set up for situations of apprenticeships and trades.
Well, it's one of those situations to where if you kind of look at it, there's what you may want politically versus what you think may happen realistically, and if your trading strategy is set up for what you may want to happen versus what will happen. Say, for example, I agreed with Ross Perot. I was old enough to remember those debates and him talking about a giant sucking sound going south when he discussed NAFTA and things of that nature. However, he was in the minority as far as control. The controllers wanted this global agenda. The controllers wanted a global economy. So the investment money for that period of time was better off if you were going to invest, was to invest in what they were doing, which was moving things offshore. Whether or not, and that's not necessarily the good thing to do, or that's not good for the country. However, that's the direction that they were going. So there's an emotional detachment sometimes that people may have to say, okay, yeah, this isn't what I agree with. However, it's what they're doing, so I'm going to make money off of what they're doing.
Man,
Maybe
let's look at some
way to
uranium.
look at it.
Let's look at some uranium. So, Red just pretty much brought up my mind. So, research Encore Energy. Let's look at some uranium real quick.
Are they publicly traded, Encore?
Look at the news. Look at the financial news. So let's get informed of the companies, because uranium in general need to be something that we need to be paying attention on.
We've got a few Encore Energy, so I'm not exactly sure what you want me to kind of look for here.
So type in the search engine. So please type in the search engine uranium company.
Okay.
Oh, it's the TSX. Okay, so this is Toronto Stock Exchange. So I got my international traders. Shout out to my international people. And please get the likes up, man. Please get the likes up. And for anybody who wants to book a consultation, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. That's creditbuilder475@gmail.com. I do credit repair and I also do business credit. And we also will transition to you to get yourself an e-commerce business where you can use Journey Business Solutions and get yourself a loan with 3 months only needed an established business, and also $5,000 a month gross revenues. So that means Journey Business Solutions can be a setup payment where it's better than PayPal. You can do it on Shopify. It's very easy to use. So this is an open panel as well. Please come up on the panel if anybody wants to come up asking questions. Feel free to ask some questions. Open panel. So let's look at the uraniums. So if you type in the uranium stock ETF, I think they have an ETF. Okay, so he's Australian. So my cross listed as a penny. Okay, so EU.V. I guess that's the company. So he's international. So that's why I didn't know off the top of these. That's important too, because we need to start looking at that situation when it comes to Afghanistan. They got a lot of things. They got two trains. Two train and lithium. No, I'm just muted. Nothing problem with my audio. Clear with my audio? My audio clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine now. You were borging out a little bit, so I couldn't hear everything that you were saying, but you sound fine at the moment.
Okay. That's funny. This sound like it's on 1,000. That is funny, but when it comes to the lithium products, people should think more on the aspect of looking at these companies right here. So triple U. So it's U. That's 4 U's. So he gave us a whole line of stocks that we got to look up right now. And this is also helping the audience to be able to learn on what to be able to focus as well, to be able to keep informed. People need to be able to be more adjusted. People should be able to see what's happening more on a geopolitical.
Okay, so I've got quadruple U here, U, which is Energy Fuels Inc.
Oh, quadruple, my bad.
They're traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And it looks like currently they're at around $6.08. They are up, what's that, 2 cents on the day, basically. If I go back and look at their last year, you can kind of see them down as low as $1.51 and trading as high as $7.03. So that's in the past year. That's at least a four time almost. At least, let's say, 3 times as much increase on the year. And I don't know, let's see, the PE ratio is not showing an NA. I guess they're not dividend producing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if that's what it's telling me here, that they don't produce a dividend.
No dividend. Every time when it's an NA, no dividend at all. Okay.
Let's see. People also watch. There's Uranium Energy Corp. What were some of the other ones that he had mentioned?
Okay, hold up. I'll bring it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to mute up and I'm going to bring up that old comment. Soft by say, respect to you. I appreciate the info about the poor man's covered call. Something to do my homework on 100%. Soft by say, no problem, man. My email is creditbuilder475. Whenever you're ready to book a full consultation, it's 24/7 access, one-time payment. Pretty much you can get the whole niche when it comes to that, stocks and credit repair as well. I'm going to bring up that old comment because he had about 5 other companies.
And just kind of brought up one that was in that group, which is Uranium Energy Corporation. Again, New York Stock Exchange. $2.93 per share. Look like they're down. Well, let me see. They opened at $3. If I look at them for the past year, there again,
Okay.
on average, they've done decent for the past year.
Well, they have a good uptrend on the past here recently because you saw how it went up, it roared up, consolidated, then it crashed down. Then that crash down led up to a stock reversal vertically going up. So here's the other companies, man. DYLLF.
DYLLF.
I don't know if that's the name or the ticketer. Because quadruple U.
Seems like a lot of. There we go. Deep Yellow Limited.
Yes.
Is that who it is?
Oh, yes. Deep Yellow.
Wow,
because we need to get informed. Yes, we need to get informed because uranium is up. Uranium is up. To be honest, uranium has been up for the past year. Strangely enough, I told people about lithium and copper, tin, titanium, but the other companies is GOVIEX.
Okay. Before I go to that one, I'll just kind of run down the numbers on this one. They're 70 cents on the day. If I go back and look at the last year's performance, it seems as if they have just more or less just retraced to where they were. Even if I look at a 5-year, you can see that from May 1st to now, they pretty much have just retraced where they were. So I know this doesn't look flat, but to me it looks flat for all practical purposes. There are opportunities, this would have been great buy-in opportunity right there if you can actually time that. They're again not a dividend paying stock. It's under $1, so it's pretty much almost looks like a swing trade or a day trade kind of thing that you would go after. What was the what was the one that you just gave me? The next one?
So that's GOVIEX.
GOVIEX. Not coming up with anything. Oh, here we go.
No.
Maybe this is it. Or are there multiple on that? Did I miss something here? That's a German.
Okay. This is something we need to get informed as well.
Okay, they've been in the news lately, at least.
Okay,
as far
that's
as
a good thing.
They appointed a head investor, appoints head of investor relations and corporate communications. Looks like they've some new blood in there.
Okay, that's good.
Looks like they've got some good technical information for one of their projects in Mali, as far as positive results of geophysics program. We're hopeful that GOVIEX uranium will use its cash wisely. So I guess they've got a decent influx in cash lately. All right, so that's on the day. What do they look like on the year? I don't know. For some reason, I'm not getting the best. I'm on Yahoo Finance, so there you go. Okay, on the month, so it's not like I'm using the most advanced, tracker here, but it just seems to be easy to look up. And on the 1 month, it looks like, from a low of 12 cents back in August 20th to where we are right now, it's looks like there has been now. What is their market cap? Doesn't say what their market cap is. I'm sure that information's out there somewhere, and they just don't say it. And actually, now that I look at this, is this traded on some This is a foreign exchange.
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. So only how you could be able to do this if you have interactivebrokers.com or IG.com. Not IG.com, IQ.com.
I thought I saw. Maybe I missed something here. Uranium Frankfurt. Yeah, it's all. There's no American exchange, I don't think, that carries these guys.
Interactive Brokers. They're global.
Okay. Yeah.
They're global, but there's an OTC listing for GOVIEX. So there is an OTC ticketer out there. So you probably have to Google search that, but we gotta look at Encore Energy, and we gotta look at Bannerman and DNN. Wow, the ticketers on these names is funny.
Bannerman is what you said?
Bannerman.
Okay, I see it up there.
That is funny. Bannerman.
Hopefully they'll show me Bannerman Energy. Okay, Bannerman Energy Ltd. Okay, so we have a B. Oh, come on, Yahoo. There we go. Okay. And again, maybe this right here will give me something. No. Looking at the exchange, and it says PNK. So, yeah, they're again not an American exchange. They're looking at 16 cents. If I look at their past, dang it. If I look at their past year's performance, if it lets me.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, personally, I look at these as longer term plays because uranium is about to be big in about 10, 20 years. Watch. Once they have China helping them drill that shit out of the ground, and I'm talking about Afghanistan, these things globally is about to be off the chain. It's going to be insane because look at the growth now. Just imagine when they can get the stuff out the ground, Rex.
They actually are showing here a market cap of $193 million. So it's not, relatively speaking, a huge market cap, but there's a lot going on.
No, this is a baby company because you got companies that are like 100 billion market cap, 20 billion market cap, even 10 billion market cap companies that you don't even know of. Don't even know where they came from, but they got big market caps. But let's look at Encore Energy.
Okay, I think I have them here. Let's see. Dang it. Let me go back here. I lost it. Okay, Encore Energy at $1.46. $290 million market cap. A little bit more grown up. There again, not a dividend producing stock. If I look at their year's performance, it looks like they're pretty much, let me see, on the 1 year's performance, they're as low as 27 cents. Let's see, on the month, how does that look? Bad. Just today, they've had a relatively down day. Okay. 1 month looks pretty good. But on that 1 year, 5 year, you can see, went from a penny stock, 4-cent stock, up to about $1.46 in the past 5 years. But at least if you look at it in a 1 year basis,
okay,
more than 4 times.
Okay, so we have Encore Energy and DNN, and we can move on to more real estate. At least real estate in Indiana and Chicago area, those areas.
Pretty much. What's a good website you like as far as that goes?
Homesnap.com. Homesnap.com. So homesnap.com can be able to give some good updated information. So we can go to the Indianapolis area. We can look at those comps. We can look at those houses, look at the quality of the properties. And I wish you had PropStream. To be honest, I think you can get it on a free trial for 7 days, but I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. The full cost is like $120. It's $99 a month. But the skip tracing aspect make it $20 a month added on to the $99. So PropStream is a very good tool when it comes to finding properties, cash buyers. You link the cash buyers deals, or you can link the sellers deals to the cash buyers, however you want to be able to call whoever you want to call. So pretty much it's the game of talking to people. It's TTP, talking to people. Talking to people, calling to the realtors, asking the realtors on those MLS listings that either has been bought in cash You can find those on PropStream. The tool PropStream that I was using early on the live stream was literally getting all of the liens, all the bankruptcies, all the divorces, all of pretty much the stuff that you need to know. And I need to look at the Bay Area. I need to stop slouching around, and I need to get in contact with one of my homies in the Bay Area when it comes to these properties areas, because I need to get everybody paid, because Bay Area Rex is 600, 750,000 in the hood. Certain hood areas, man. At least in LA, Crenshaw, Inglewood area, they have $750,000 homes. Down to Oakland, Bay Area, $400,000, $500,000 homes. Now, these are some very strong equities, man. I see. I saw at least one $300,000 property, but these is relatively cheap: 100,000, 90,000, 80,000. 265, 199, 330, 280, 240, 180.
Yeah, the Indianapolis area is
250.
relatively cheap if you're comparing it with East Coast or West Coast. Extremely cheap when you compare it to that. That's,
Yes, extremely cheap. Extremely
Yeah.
cheap. Extremely cheap. For all the people
Cost-
that's coming in. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I'm saying cost of living is really low here compared to most other areas. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. So for all the people that's coming in, it's an open panel. If anybody wants to be able to join, the link is in the chat. Feel free to be able to ask your questions, have pen and paper, and you can be able to understand what's in your area. I wish I can do PropStream on my screen, but it seemed like I can't be able to share my screen without audio issues. Man, how much is for one of them chickens, Rex? How much for one of them chickens?
A chicken's life is very cheap. If you get a baby chick, you can get baby chicks for under $1. I mean, very, very cheap. But keeping that chick alive until it reaches maturity to be able to lay an egg is another thing, because you're going to have to spend a little bit of money on feed and care, as far as that goes. But a chicken's life is very cheap. An adult chicken could probably only, of a standard breed, is really only worth about $20-$30, depending on where you are.
Cause man, like that seemed like very, very high profit returns in my mind.
Depending on what you do. Now, say for example, if you're looking at raising these for food or raising them for eggs
Food.
or something of that nature, but
Food,
primarily
eggs.
Yeah. Well, there's eggs, and then there's different breeds that lay eggs. The breed that you eat isn't necessarily the breed that lays eggs. So the average chicken that you get from the store has been modified and raised over the years, or bred over the years, for characteristics that don't have anything to do with laying eggs. So those chickens are primarily artificially inseminated, because they bred them for extremely large breast size and to grow out extremely quicker, because there is a cost there's a feed rate. Say for example, if I'm raising chickens that I'm going to slaughter for food, I don't want those chickens alive more than 3 months. And in that 3-month period of time, I want them to grow out completely. So those chickens have been bred for that, typically like a Cornish cross or something like that. So those chickens we call them Franken chickens, but they are disgustingly fat. They'll eat themselves to death, but they're only supposed to be alive for about 3 months. And if they're alive longer, then that's where it goes into the profit margin of the farmer, right?
Okay, so is it? Didn't mean to cut you off, but can I say with this? Can you find a shopping center, not a shopping center, but a market where you can be able to do business? Because you have all the abilities to be able to get these eggs, man. You know everything about eggs, and when it comes to this agriculture stuff, is there any ways how to be able to get contracts when it comes to these areas?
Well, it depends on what you mean by contracts. Meaning for a period of time. There's always a need for growers, but the highest profit margin is always in that factory farm area. to where you're kind of producing them really, really quick using very little feed just to get them out the door. And that's typically for large, grown for like a Purdue or for Tyson chicken or somebody like that, to where basically you're just trying to move them out the door and get them in the supermarkets as quick as you can with as little feed cost as possible. The other market is more the what I would call the gourmet market. Now, I don't know if the gourmet is the right word to use, but there's other people who they don't want a chicken that was raised in a cage. They want a free range chicken that they can say was treated really, really nice and is a lot better or healthier chicken, and the quality of the meat may be a little bit better.
Okay.
So with those are really, really expensive because you're not using the same type of chicken, or you're using a different, more organic feeds, or you're free ranging them so that they're eating more natural things. So they're not in cages, right? So there's a little
Because
bit more labor that goes into it. However, you're charging a lot more, but those are your yuppies in the city. You know what I mean? You kind of want to feel good about what they eat. So that there's that market as well.
Because I've only why I said that is because I like to get the range of real estate, and also when it comes to the agriculture and also shopping centers, it's like a monopoly.
Yeah, I think as we're going to increasingly have more issues with food, and specifically meat production, as we move forward. So there's always that area that opens up. I mean, we don't we utilize our friends and our community. At least I do, as far as where all my meat comes from. I do not get my meat from the store. So what am I going to eat tonight? Tonight I'm eating leg of lamb, and that lamb was raised by a buddy of mine, or the sheep was raised by a buddy of mine, and I just paid him money for the whole sheep. He raised it for me, and because he raised it for me and it was my sheep, we got over all of the government regulations and all of that. Because if he were raising a sheep to butcher and sell, he would have to have one set of paperwork. But if we just say, well, we're members of a club and he's raising the sheep for me, but it's my sheep, then we deal with another, then we don't deal with any paperwork. I do the same thing with hog and with beef, and we personally raise rabbits as well. So I've got chickens and rabbits on the property.
For sure,
Oh,
man. For sure, man. But let's get back in these properties,
gotcha.
man.
Yeah,
Let's let's
yeah.
let's let's look at the Chicago market next.
Okay,
Because
let's see.
I would say look into these properties, but I like to look at the pricing to be able to get people to understand the comps and realize using PropStream, you get the lowest of the low, because that $1 million property had like $2,000 in a mechanic lien. So the construction company must have had something done and they put a mechanics lien on it.
Yeah, my guess with a $2,500 mechanics lien, because I think that's what it was, is probably something to do with one particular trade had something done on that house and they just didn't pay for it. You know, could have been windows or something of that nature, or whatever that was done, and nobody paid. Or like it could have been electrical, could have been a panel replacement or something like that.
Because 500,000, 260,000, but these are like condos. So let's matter of fact, let's filter it out a little bit. Let's look at prices in the range of 50,000 to 250,000, because it needs to be like fix and flip type of range. So we need to get it for at least under
Okay.
for 250, and we need to sign in for a contract of $5,000 and get a title company and also a transactional funding, because Chicago, they don't like wholesalers. So what you do, you use a transactional funding company and have a title company that does double close assignment type of brokering. So that helps you to be able to sign those contracts, and you can be able to use these comp numbers to be able to justify the price. So that's ranging off of these areas. So people say, well, they don't like doing the neighborhoods and situations when it comes to at least Auburn Grisham, Auburn Grisham. But those are where most of the fix and flips at. Those are the most of the construction and development is heading. So let's type in Auburn Grisham. Let's type that into that Auburn Grisham. Something has to pop up. Auburn, like the football team. Spell it like the football team. A-U-B Gresham. Okay. Gresh. That address should be able to pop up because it's in Chicago. Hold on, maybe if you cancel X and it should pop up. If you cancel X for Chicago and just leave it up and see what addresses does pop up. Auburn Gresham. Damn, I'm gonna have
All
to
right, it,
type
it,
this
it,
up
it,
manually.
it may be it because that's where I am is
Okay.
Auburn Grisham, and I think it gave it to me. Let me go back and look at set the filter for max value of 250.
Well, at least 400 because looking at these property equities, these equities is a little higher than I thought. I thought it was going to be ranged from 50 to 250, but it seemed like it's going to be, I think, ranging around 400. Like if we scroll down, if you just scroll down and give visuals, because these are the fix and flippers, and you got like 30,000. No, I think you have 30 to 40,000 cash buyers in these areas. And those are potentially fix and flippers. Those are potentially corporations. And that's where you get on the phone, you use PropStream, and you do skip tracing, get that phone number or get the mailing address, send them a letter stating that you're a private investor in the area that would like to send them deals and work a partnership or send them deals for a commission, or just give them a presentation of what type of deals are you looking for. Are you looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom? Are you looking for duplexes? Are you looking for commercial properties? Whatever you need, I can be able to find them, lock them up for a contract, sign it to them for a fee. That's what you do in a scenario. And that's why I've been gone for 4 weeks. I've been helping people put this into play and actually getting things implemented. So these ranges, 36,000. What? Click on that. Let's see how raggedy that is. That looked like something from the TV show The Shy.
Is it the lot that they have going? Let me try to see if I can tell here what it
Oh no,
is.
that may be a lot.
Let's see. I'm not getting one. There we go. Well, it does have an address. There's only one photo there. Yeah, it's just the land, from as I can see.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the tax assessor stuff on PropStream, and we're gonna give a follow up on this. So we need to. What is the address again? So I can take a picture of
It
it
is
on my phone so I can remember.
1519 South Keeler Avenue.
Okay, I took the picture. We're gonna look at that probably on the next stream. So we're gonna look at on does it have any liens? If it has any liens, you can beat up that price. Get it for 18. Get it for 22. Assign it. You can assign it or build on it. Seem like if you can build on it, it'd be a vertical building.
Yeah.
Can I put 10 buildings vertically? Not 10 buildings, 10 units vertically.
Looks like if you look at what's right beside it, you might be able to do something similar to that. However, it's going to be pretty tight. Then you have a question of parking and all of that. I don't know if they have any regulations as far as the number of units and parking to satisfy that number of units. Who knows? Interesting, though. But yeah, it's a vacant lot.
Because really, we're just trying to be able to figure out a good strategy to be able to assign these to developers.
Possibly use multifamily land. Dang it, I lost it. see what else we have there. 59,000. Looks like another lot.
So when it comes to these, it's pretty much finding up a good setup play how we can be able to at least get a developer situation involved. But put your commentary, Rex. Don't be too quiet, man. There is an audience. Don't be too quiet. Don't be too quiet, man.
Well, honestly, it's just an area where I don't have as much expertise. And in my world, I'm actually looking for land right now. That's been one of the undeveloped land, more in the rural area. That's where I've been looking constantly, and we've been seeing somewhat a lot of the properties just getting gobbled up. But I'm looking for rural property in Indiana, undeveloped land. And it's that's what's been our big chore, is trying to find that. As far as most of the investment property in here, I would be probably interested in flipping something if I could get it for around that.
Because to be honest, you can assign the contract. Because the beautiful part about it is copy and paste this and save it to you, and we're going to talk on the phone, and I'm going to tell you the rundown on how we can be able to assign this to an investor in the area, because you can copy and paste that same address, North Harding Avenue, and you can see all the cash buys in that location, and you can see what you can do when it comes to that scenario, because there's people that takes anything if it's a good price.
What is the breakout of most of these cash buyers? What are you seeing? Are you seeing cash buyers as in corporations? Are you seeing cash buyers as in the people? What do you see?
LLCs.
Individuals,
LLCs, and the names of the LLCs. Could I be seeing Dale's, Fix and Flippers, Matt's Home Builders, LLC? That's pretty much obvious. That's literally a dead giveaway that this dude can literally need more deals and we can work out a partnership.
Gotcha.
I can do that over the phone because people need more deals and they need deals cheaper, because a lot of these people are spending so much money on marketing to find something.
So can you explain a little bit of that as far as how that process works? When you say, is this just basically a situation where people that are not local but that are investors looking to purchase properties, then there presents an opportunity for you to kind of broker, if you will, deals for them because they are not local?
You can do that for people that are non-local or local but are struggling to find deals, because local marketing is very tough, because they're spending $500 probably a day on Facebook ads trying to get the very widest things. They're spending money on Google ads. They're running down on Instagram ads. And what you're doing is pretty much, like you said, being a third-party broker, pretty much on the aspect of, I can get these contracts lower. I already beat you to the punch, because as soon as you get it under contract with an or assignee or an or assignable as of who is the buyer of the property, or an or in buyer, or an or assignable to an in buyer.
So what is that process like for an individual to secure a contract, considering that individual, let's say, for example, this is without using any funds. So I'm the guy looking to do this. I'm the guy looking to secure a contract. What is the process for me to get a contract on a piece of property through, to get a seller to say, okay, I'm giving you this contract, but I'm not. Go ahead. Yeah, because I'm not even sure if I'm wording it right, but.
Well, with one situation, when you call with PropStream, that showed all the liens. You see that they're in a tough spot. That pretty much gives you all the county records of what is the lien, how much is it. You call them and you situate a scenario where you can be able to negotiate a lower price in the convenience of a fast close cash offer. You don't have to wait 90 days with me. We can get your money in 2 to 3 weeks. Given on due diligence, that's why bird doggers is really valuable. That's why I need more bird doggers. I got people in these locations. I need more people that can send pictures and videos and go to the property to send to the cash buyer. So as soon as you get the property locked up in a contract, you would go to a title company and you would ask around and you would see, does the title company do double assignment? Well, double close. Double assignment is pretty much the other term. But if they do wholesale, a lot of the times you got to ask, do they do double close? Because if they don't, move on. There's somebody that does double closing because wholesale is nationwide. People are wholesaling from California to Idaho.
And just to make sure we're just for also for anybody listening, just to make sure we understand what we mean by these things. Would double close be a situation where I'm saying, look, I need to be able to close with party A and then the same day close with party B because I'm buying this and then I'm immediately selling it to the next party?
Simultaneously, yes. Simultaneously,
Correct.
yes. Simultaneously. Okay. Simultaneously, yes.
Okay.
And you also, in a scenario when it comes to Chicago, when it comes to double closes, you would need a transactional funder, transactional lender. My man Kenny Rushing, he has a transactional funding, and he only charges 1%. So he doesn't charge up front. He only charges on the back end as soon as it closes.
Okay.
So my man Kenny Rushing, he can also help Usher is that as well because he's my mentor.
So what does that mean by transactional lender or transactional funding? Is that saying okay? Because now I'm kind of walking through this as a complete novice, right? To say so. The area what my dilemma is that okay, let's say this is a $59,000 property. I'll start off at the beginning. Let's say
we would. Well, Rex, if it's 59,000, you would negotiate it lower, big homie.
Okay, so if I negotiate it, okay, but let me throw a lien on top of here too. So it's a 59,000 with about $6,000 in outstanding liens, right?
Yes.
Which means that those lien holders have to be satisfied before the property can sell, or they at least have a claim.
The beautiful part with the title company is, and the transactional funder is, they have it where you can be able to close still the transaction. It's pretty much you're getting your cut, whatever that he owes, it's coming out of your cut. Because I had scenarios where there was liens and we had to close anyway, and it had to come out of my pocket. So the double close with the transactional funder, my man Kenny, he had it where as soon as it closed, the man got paid so he can be able to pay his lenders off, and they don't care who pays it as long as it gets paid.
Gotcha.
Before that. So the title company works that out. So your title company, that's why I tell people, ask the title company if they do double closings.
But I just want to make sure I understand like who's okay. So it could be a scenario to where I'm paying the lien. It could be a scenario where the seller, the original home seller, is paying the lien once he has
you could put that in
the
the contract.
Gotcha.
Yes, and you could put that in the contract as well. You could put that in the wholesale contract with the and/or assignable that I mentioned to you, or and/or signee. You could put that in the contract when it comes to the notes, stating that the seller must clear any existing liens before any cash offer is made. Pretty much putting a contingency plan, and I repeat that again, a contingency plan stating that he must do certain action before he can get this $30,000 cash offer 2-week close. So you can be able to sign it to a developer for a $3,000 fee or $5,000 fee, because it's razor thin profits. That's razor thin profits. So that's why you look for stuff with more equity. But if you could get it for $15,000, then you can get your $5,000, no problem, no issue.
Got so
try to get it.
I'm looking for properties, one, that probably don't have any mortgage obligation. First off, or if they do have an incredible amount of equity, or at least apparent equity.
Well, you got to make sure that your profit margins is healthy. Like higher equity properties, like if it's a property that's $400,000 in estimated value, but they have $12,000 in liens, the title company can actually work it where they'll structure where they'll pay it, but they'll charge you a bill after it's closed.
Okay.
So they'll literally pay it where they still go on and usher the double close type of transaction, but they'll charge you a bill, and that's why I mean that your profits is thin.
So as far as, let's say, me making my offer to the seller in order to then have the house under contract, the offer that I am making, even though it is a substantially low offer, I'm only doing that contingent upon my sale to a third party. I guess I have to have all of that lined up, meaning, okay, as soon as so I get do you get a contract on something before you have a buyer for it, or once you say you have?
Well, you can do the reverse engineer. I call it the reverse engineer, where you can be able to contact the cash buyer and see what he wants,
Okay.
then lock up the deal, then send it to him and structure it where he can make a profit and you get your fee.
Gotcha. So that's where you have to be very careful, because what if he doesn't want it at that point once you've made a contract?
Well, you can be able to sign it to other cash buyers in the area. That's where PropStream comes in. You can find all the neighborhood fix and flippers. They have that data aggregated.
But is there a
And
risk is there a risk of a scenario to where I can't find?
There's always risk. Yes,
but
there are always risk.
But I've made a contract on the property. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, don't get me wrong. There's always risk, but you always make sure on your contract that if I cannot be able to find an end buyer, that's where you become transparent when it comes to the seller. That's why you're a private investor in the area that has partners that would like to buy. Your partners is pretty much your end buyer. And your end buyer, say if one end buyer says, I don't like this property, or one, because really, to be honest, you can give your end buyer the pictures of all the listings, and you can lock them up literally to the point where he can't be able to get all of them. Because I did scenarios where I showed 30 pictures to about 5 cash buyers, and they couldn't find all that information to be able to lock up the contract within 2 weeks. But I had people in those areas. So that's why I use bird dogs. But yes, there's always a risk of a deal falling through. But you make sure that your scenarios of your earnest deposit is higher when it comes to your end buyer.
And is that where the transactional lending comes into play, so that you are literally you're it's almost like buying something or buying a stock on margin, right? I mean, to where you're basically
buying it on margin.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. So you're not even necessarily using your money other than, let's say, earnest money or things of that nature.
Yes.
But
earnest money.
Yeah. So that would definitely, because that's a cash thing that's got to come out of your pocket right then and there. However, the actual finance or the purchase of the property is through a lender that, one, understands what you're doing, or two, based off of your credit, is willing to loan it, give you the money anyway.
Exactly. And my man Lonzo is in the building, man. My man Lonzo, if you're still listening, man, it's open panel. Lonzo, come up on the panel, big bruh. You got the answers when it comes to this insurance policy shit, man. You got it on wraps. But yes, Rex, it's exactly correct what you said. So look at some more listings, man. Let's look around.
Let's see what we got. So I guess I'm kind of right now cherry picking, trying to find things that are well under $100,000 that may have some movement there, or some potential. $63,000. Yeah, definitely needs some work there. All right, 62.8. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Your new home or investment awaits, no matter what the occasion. Okay, blah, blah, blah. As is, just ready for your finishing touches. Year built 1888. Is that true? Doesn't look like that property was built in 1888, but okay. Okay, so I'd have to sign in to get all of the actual purchase dates on this and who purchased it or what the history is on it. And I do not have an account with this. Let's see, estimated taxes, features, residence, single story, ownership, simple. Mumbling here, but just kind of going through and looking at the features of the property. Sits on a quarter
How
of
we
an
doing
acre.
today, gentlemen?
How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you. So I actually I had you guys on in the background. I was actually just talking with my wife, but then I heard Real Deals asked me to come up, and then I saw the link in the chat, which I was going to come up anyway. So you guys are looking at Chicago real estate?
Yeah, that's the area where we were looking. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of fix and flippers in these areas. So last night I was doing a lot of digging around, snooping around in these areas, and I noticed that the places where they filmed the show, The Shy, which I watch the show The Shy all the time, but that is literally the areas that I keep seeing that they keep filming. So I figured out, looking at the tool prop stream, that these companies is actually buying them for very low and fixing and flipping them. And it's an opportunity for people, my audience, Rex, you, or anybody in their area to be able to take advantage of getting a profit margin off of what Rex say, with pretty much getting it off of a margin, meaning that we're getting the contract for 30 on a 65,000, or if we could get it for 15, 18, 22, we can assign it to a developer in that area, and you can literally copy and paste it and use the tool prop stream, which I was using earlier, to be able to figure out who is in that neighborhood that fixed and flip it in a year radius. And you can be able to call the phone number or see the listings. You see the agent, you look at the MLS details to figure out who is that MLS agent. You call the agent, and also you give, I give bonuses. You see, people frown upon that, but I try to be able to incentivize the person to be able to send me cash buyers or send me old listings for multifamilies, so you can set up a seller financing deal, which I'm helping with my other client that's in Alabama as well. Salute to him. He's probably listening in the clouds as well. So wholesaling needs a transactional lender, transactional funder. My man Kenny Rushing, he does his transactional funding, and he only charges 1% after the deal is closed. So you have to call a title company that does these double assignments, or when it comes to transactional funding, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia area, Kenny has it where he has a title company that are pretty much pro wholesale real estate and understand the process, understand the ushering of simultaneous close on 2 contracts. So you make money off of the in between.
Have you talked about tax deed purchase or tax liens?
We on the prop stream tool before, I don't know, I guess prop stream energy sucks up my energy on my computer, but we was looking at all the liens in them counties in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, let me try one more time to see if I can share my screen. And if I can't share my screen so we can look at prop stream so we can get access to these liens, then I'm just gonna kick it off to my man Rex, and we're just gonna look at these.
That's fine. Now, Rex, I heard you say you were looking for land.
Yeah, I'm looking for undeveloped property, rural property in Indiana.
Can I ask your intent with it?
Recreational use, primarily
Okay.
hunting, things of that nature, but recreational use. I'm not looking to develop it. I'm looking for, just acreage to as a recreational property.
Okay, so you saw my wheel spinning.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I the only other thing I would do would be to buy a farmhouse that already had some land on it and just relocate. However, at the moment, I'm just looking for a recreational property and just for my own use. If I,
Dude, that's cool.
yeah.
I'd love to be able to, have some land for hunting and fishing and stuff. I think that's very effective. I think the like Real Deal said, the prop stream, sharing your screen does suck up a lot of juice on these streams, so
Yeah.
it does get difficult, especially with a lot of these types of apps, because in such information. You're using Home Snap now, okay, and so I did fix and flips myself back in 2013 in New York City. And so most of my experience in real estate is in New York City. So it's definitely a different beast um, than anywhere else in terms of expense and the way things work. I mean, it generally works the same, but it's a little different in New York, to say the least. So my experience is a little bit, or my knowledge, I'll say, is a little bit less in other markets.
And if I understand this correctly, it almost sounded like he is utilizing past by finding out who some of the past buyers are in the area to discover who the investors are, right? So by looking at past purchase history in the vicinity, and maybe recognizing that some of them may be, as opposed to just people buying homes, but that are obviously some form of investment group or some kind of flipper, then to find out who they are in order to petition them to see if they're interested in other properties.
I'm assuming so. Generally, when a house is purchased, it's public record. Once the transaction is made and the deed is recorded, it's public record, and you can go down to your local library or your local courthouse and get that information. However, what will happen is, for example, in New York City, when an investor purchases a property, they will generally purchase in the name of an LLC. For example, 223rd, what is that? 223 East 6th Street would be the LLC that
Gotcha.
purchases the property. So then it does become convoluted and difficult to find exactly whom to speak to. But when you see 223rd Street LLC or 220, whatever it is, 123 Main Street LLC, that allows you to know it's likely a company or a corporation. Because the difficulty is when you do have people whom are doing assignments, you will get a lot of average Joes who create an LLC for the purposes of real estate as well. And so you may be calling someone who actually does need a deal, but they're swimming in the same pond as you.
Gotcha.
So you want to be cognizant of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It almost sounds like you basically can get a hold of somebody who's doing the identical thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you call him up. Hey, I got this deal. He's like, "Oh, cool, great, you got a deal. Well, let's make it happen." And then neither one is actually the one who makes the plate move.
Right. Yeah, no, that can definitely, I can see where that is a situation. So it kind of reminds me of like turkey hunting. We go out turkey hunting and you make turkey sounds when you're turkey hunting to call in turkeys. And there's been plenty of times I've been in the woods calling to a turkey for 20 minutes only to realize it was another hunter. I mean, working them too, like, oh, he's coming to me. He's coming right to me. Yeah, I got him. It gets close enough, you realize, man, I guess we could have just shot each other there, couldn't we? We both think we're turkeys, So as you're out searching for properties, you can come across other people who are doing the identical thing that you're doing, without either one of you being the actual investor that you're looking for, who is looking to then flip the property or do whatever or develop it.
But you can also create good relationships out of that, because I'll give you an example. I had a situation like that in Brooklyn. A buddy of mine out of the Bronx named Julian, and he ended up, because of us bringing it together, I ended up actually having a seller, and he actually had a buyer. We came together. The deal in total, I have my license, so I charge a flat fee of $20K when dealing with investors, and then I charge a point every $10K over $1 million. But the investor that we had actually paid an entire commission of $50,000. So, it's always good
Okay.
to, if you run into that, still, keep those relationships.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm back on the panel. I'm about to share my screen. We're about to get the liens in Chicago area, which let's do that right now before they kick me off again. But Lonzo, I definitely appreciate you always being here, man. And you always give some insightful information, man. Have you heard of PPLI insurance policy?
You're borging a little bit there, bro.
Damn, I'm always Borgen every time I show my screen. Wow. Okay, so let me copy and paste this and see if we can't do it like this. Hold on. I'm still Borgen. I'm
Okay,
Borgen
you're
still?
coming in clear now. No, you're coming in clear.
I'm coming in clear now.
Yep.
Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Something's loading.
Okay. Let me refresh. Destroying the continuity of the damn show. So I don't know
That's
what
the internet
is
for you.
going. I don't know what is going on, because it was using the prop stream where we can be able to look at certain scenarios with no problem. Then what happened to my man Rex? Hold on. Rex. I don't know if he had to drop off or if he had to dip off, but okay, Adam, you emailed me. Okay, no problem. Wadner, salute. Wadner, you're in the New Jersey area. Wadner, you were supposed to be in contact me, bro. Shalom. Shalom, Wadner. So, you lost your connection too? Wow. See, StreamYard need to step their game up, because StreamYard is fucking up to the point where their connection is so bad that even celebrities that are living in multi-million-dollar houses that get on StreamYard is having the most choppiest Borg in the Matrix type sounding live streams I ever heard.
Yeah.
And it's all faulty equipment. But Alonzo, when it comes to title companies, they do a lot of scenarios when it comes to commercial double closings, right? Even though it's rare to see a commercial double closing.
I've not seen it personally, but I'm sure, it happens.
Because where somebody
I
can
can
get
think of scenarios, yeah.
When somebody gets the property for 800,000, the seller's in a very extreme bind where he needs a very convenient situation where you can assign it for, you could get it for 875,000. You can assign it for 900,000, but it has an ARV the comps pretty much have it at 1.2, 1.3 in the area. So there can be room for it, but that's why you got to look at those listings and tax deeds. Yes, we talk about tax deeds all the time. We actually look at North Carolina tax deeds because they're actually very quick when it comes to you getting access to the property.
Yeah, definitely.
So we was looking at North Carolina. We was looking at Texas situations. What last time I was live, not on this live specifically, but on the last live that I was, pretty much we was looking at those aspects of land, looking at any type of land near truck stops, to be able to sign to anybody that wants to build either a commercial business. Because when it comes to what I do, when it comes to my cash buyers, Alonzo, I always ask them what's their specific scenario to kind of line them up to know, okay, this is what they want. This is what location. I can be able to send them the leads. I actually lock up the contracts so they can't go around me. And pretty much to try to see how much of a fee I can be able to charge, or how much margin I could be able to do with a double close with an A and B contract and a B and C contract.
So here's the beauty also, just for clarity, so people understand what you're talking about here, because you're talking about assignment. Now, I have a different opinion of assignments that I'll leave for another time. But
No problem. No problem, man. I know it's gonna ruffle somebody's feathers, even though.
Yeah.
But
I'm not a
like you're
fan of
saying, sir.
assignments, but that's because I have my real estate license. So for me, we're on different ends of the playing field. So I wouldn't like assignments. However, what he's talking about is an assignment. So in his form of assignment, actually, I don't have a problem with it, because what he's talking about is getting that property in contract and assigning it to a developer. So when you're talking about most people are looking at quote unquote fix and flips. He's not worried about fix and flip. He's worried about getting that contract to somebody who wants to do fix and flip or buy and hold or whatever, but they have the liquid capital and they just need the inventory. So the idea is you get it at a lower price, and then because it's listed at say 60,000, but you have the contract at 40,000, you can charge him 15,000, and so you'll sell the property for 55,000, even though you got the contract at 40, and he's comfortable with you getting 15,000 on top because the seller really needed to get that 40 grand.
Yes, because he get it low. And to be honest, I try to beat up the price a little bit lower than 40. I try to at least get it around 22 to 25. Because really, I try to get it as low to make sure that I can be able to secure my spot in the in-between. Because the premise of negotiating and what Lonzo is saying, be very detailed when it comes to locking up your contracts. Be very diligent. Understand the mortgage, because with PropStream, and you see, I wish I can be able to show my PropStream. And Rex, if you want to come up again, the link is in the chat. You could be able to come up again if you want to come up. But if you find your connection again, please come up. My man Craig, salute to you as well. Craig is in the New York area. Craig, I need some Queens, New York's listings. Alonzo, if you're familiar with the Queens, New York area, I need to figure out what is going on when it comes to the Queens, the Bronx. I got to get familiar because there's some cash buyers, aka developers, that need some property listings.
We'll have to talk behind the scenes, because if that's the case, we're talking real numbers, and a lot of people don't have the money to play in that realm.
True. But when it comes to the scenario of, let me get back to my original point. I don't know, these comments always throw me off. But when it comes to it, I like to be able to make sure that I try to lock it up lower and try to hit the conveniency of a quick close, fast cash offer. This is not going to be a 90-day situation, so I don't like it where the cash buyer has to work with hard money loan because it makes it longer, elongates the process. True cash buyers is a person that has excessive amount of liquid cash in the business checking account ready to deploy. And that's why real estate developers, bigger developers, people can literally Google search real estate developers, Chicago, real estate developers, New York, and you'll see phone numbers with Google listings and reviews. If I were people that's just trying to be able to see what's going on, call them and ask for the acquisitions manager. That's what I did on one of the listings that I did in LA. I asked to be able to say, okay, he at lunch. Okay, I'll be calling that motherfucker back. And I asked for the first and last name. And I'll pretty much hit him up on LinkedIn and pretty much explain on the whole scenario and pretty much the P's and Q's of how I can be able to send more leads. And they don't have to expend excessive amounts of money, $20,000, $30,000 a month off of Facebook ads to be able to get leads for their developments. So that's how you can become very valuable. That's actually where you can become an indispensable asset, actually locking up contracts and saving your real estate developers, fix and flippers, cash buyers, or people with LLCs that do have liquid cash, $2-3 million liquid, $4 or $5 million liquid, or developers that have $20 million liquid, $30 million liquid, probably $100 million. I haven't talked to anybody that had $100 million yet, but that had $100 million liquid yet, but still, they're out there. You got to be able to get familiar with yourself. You got to understand where the construction is at. There's a lot of vacant buildings in New York, Alonzo, I noticed.
Oh, there's tons, yeah.
I didn't know it was that many.
There are, but there's reasons for a lot of it. Again, a lot of it is the price. And assigning is very difficult in New York, just because there's so many players out there.
Oh yeah, really. If I was in New York, I would do seller financing, so I wouldn't do assignment.
No, that's almost out of the question. Financing? Nobody's going to seller finance. The prices are too high out there. Even you got single families in bad neighborhoods starting at, like when I was selling condos in Brooklyn. Market. We had single 1-bedroom condos starting at $399. So the prices are just so high, nobody's going to sell it finance, and you've got so many people clamoring to buy. It's a different market.
Yeah. So even if okay.
No, ask the question.
No, well, I was just saying when it comes to say if it was like a $25 million building, big vertical building condo, $25 million, I can't be able to get it for like 17 and do a seller finance where the owner will at least carry $4 million.
No, the reason why, I'll give you an example. My first listing was a listing in Clinton Hills, which is downtown Brooklyn near the Barclays Center. The asking was $14.6 million. Nobody purchased that property. Today, it's sitting with Goldman Sachs Real Estate, Marcus Millichap, and it's basically like $7.65 million. But they'd rather still hold it because it's an income producer. So they're not in the red. They're still profitable. They're just tired of it. So people are able to sit on it. Yeah. So they're not going to sell a finance because they don't have to. They're not. Yeah. But other than that, you can definitely go get some things. But generally what you're going to find is things that are, in fact, here, if you can pull it up, the address is 899 Fulton Street.
Are you on your laptop? If you're on your laptop, I can share your screen. Damn.
I am on my phone.
899 See, this is where Rex come in. My man Rex had the laptop. Man, we're probably gonna talk about that personally. We're probably gonna have to talk about that on a personal note, because really,
Guy, dude,
be
I'm cheap.
honest,
I have a Chromebook. I'm like a cheap bastard. I have a $200 Chromebook. Now
hey,
ask me what I play my video games on.
so when it comes to when you do game, you need that supercomputer.
You gotta get like some Alienware, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So okay, so but I was thinking about that when it comes to I need a gaming computer. I need something that can take a lot of energy when it comes to StreamYards, man, because StreamYards eat up all of your damn energy. Okay, there's a question. Wadner, Lonzo,
How
how
many
many
millions of
millions?
Yeah, he's talking about being looking like Marcus Houston.
Oh,
He said, "How many millions in royalties are you getting from being
oh, oh,
immature and having the platinum albums?" Yeah,
oh, that is
everybody says,
funny.
I look like Marcus Houston.
Man, that is funny. Bro, that is hilarious. You know, I didn't even realize it because I respect you as a man. So I don't I don't come
That's
here to
all right.
roast, man. I come here to get some game. But Wadner, man, leave my guest alone, bro. You gonna make it to the point where nobody don't want to come up no more. And you're supposed to been book the consultation with me, Lonzo Wadner. Lonzo is a serious dude that, like he says, in order to play with him, 20 G's. 20 G's. He's a serious dude. He's literally a man of his word when it comes to helping people. He's a genuine guy that I would say that gives you a well-structured plan. And to be honest, Wadner, you still need to be able to find them situations in East Orange that I told you about 8 months ago. When it comes to this wholesale assignment type of situation, I was trying to have it where I can structure a deal for you, Wadner. But I don't know. Eventually you'll learn. Eventually you'll pay attention. Eventually you'll pay
Speaking of,
attention.
though, I
But
do have somebody for you possibly whom he is another bird dogger, but he's in the Bronx. Um,
okay.
and ironically enough, that's what I was talking about. He's another gentleman with an LLC. So it was a situation we were both bird dogging and we fell into each other's lap. And neither one of us had deals uh, for each other when we met. But then we both came with both ends of a deal, like I said. And actually, I'll show you that property as well. Were you able to find 899 Fulton?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. 899 Fulton. So let me give it a try. So hold on. Let me do this one thing real quick. So for all the people that's coming in, it's an open panel. Feel free to join. If anybody needs my email, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. So I'm gonna share my screen. Well, first let me log in to PropStream. Hold on. So we can look at the liens.
Not to make me go
So
grab my laptop.
we can look at lanes in those areas and try to find them cash buyers and etc. etc. If only PropStream would load. Hold on. So let me X that out. I'm gonna type it up, then I'm gonna share my screen. So
Okay.
Widener. I told you to be able to expand outside the realm from when it comes to New Jersey. You had people that was in DC that that can pretty much help you.
That's me, by the way, clicking. I'm
Okay.
gonna hop off from my phone and come on from my laptop.
Okay, no problem. I'll put the link for you.
I'm already
So
there.
put the okay. Okay, so let me bring in a lot so real quick. Bring Alonzo, hold on. All right, I'm back. Let's see if I can get my email to load up here. Wow, my computer likes to move slow now. You're not lying about StreamYard eating up a lot of energy. Jeez. I'm telling you, man, my shit is on the charger right now. It's not gonna
Mine too.
It's not gonna get off the charger until I'm done streaming.
Okay, well, I'm trying to load up my email so I can pull up 899 Fulton for you. Let me see if I can just load up the internet and pull it up. This is incredible. 899 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11238. There we go. So, yeah, it's with Marcus Miller chat is one of them that you can find. Let me see.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. So you said 899 Fulton. 899 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, 11238.
Yep. And now they've got it listed at, I think, 7 million. I'm going to show you the setup I had.
Okay.
Like I said, that was the
So
first listing I ever had.
So I'm gonna share your screen. Well, we'll press the share button. Whenever you're ready, press the share button. I'll share.
Okay.
Okay. So let me remove my screen real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. Are you seeing my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So this was, like I said, this was my first listing with my company Encore Property Group. So this is the full setup for it. Like I said, this is Clinton Hill. It's mixed use property. And it goes actually back to a lot of what you were saying about the different scenarios. So these are some of the property details. You know, this Clinton Hills. And this is a mixed use property. Okay. So, you know, it's talking about the zoning. If you got your FAR, which is at a 3.45.
Okay.
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 And then, you know, like I said, all the leases, this was when I got the listing back in 2017. So, you know, but so all the leases were to end in 2017 and had a cancellation on sale clauses, or you could leave the leases active and keep the property going. But this is the, you know, this is what's called the rent roll. So these are, like you were saying, being very detailed. These are things you want to be able to put together when you're coming to someone with a proposed deal. Okay, so this is sold is without development. So your retail space was bringing you 238. Your office space almost $150. A total income of 381, 195. But then, you know, minus all expenses, so your total output is about 43,000. Okay, so your net operating income would be 337,000, which your value at a 4% cap rate is about 8.5 million per year. Okay. And then there's additional air rights of residential at $400 a square foot buildable, right? So that's where you get here, where you're looking at. This is the second scenario where you add the residential development. Okay. and you increase the rents. Okay. And then you're looking at the value at a 4.5% cap rate, and you've got 17.7 million. So basically, after a couple of years, you're going to be in the profit if your asking price was 14.6. But, and I'm going to share my next screen, so give me 1 second here. I'm just going to share my screen because it's easier to flip back and forth this way. So if you look at the other setup of it, this is, remember, this is mine, 14.6. This is as of today. It's still for sale, right? 899 Fulton Street. But now it's with Goldman Sachs Real Estate, aka Marcus Millichap, and they have it at 7.3 million. But the buyer, the owner just sat on it, even though it's half price. Okay. But now you'll notice it's also 100% occupied. So that's what I'm saying. That nobody's going to sell or finance because they'd rather just sit on it. Just because, unfortunately, everything rents out there because the rats rent in New York City too.
Bruh, what? Yo, what? Man, this is... wow.
So
I'm gonna need I'm gonna have to find out some leans. So I'm gonna share my screen now, and we're gonna look at the leans.
Let me show you one more. Though. And this is the one that me and my buddy brought together. So now they've since updated it, but when we had it, and we'll look at it on the street. Let's look at it on Google Maps, see what they had it looking like. If they showed because it's since been renovated and updated and everything. But I'll actually on the back end real deal. I have on my channel a video of some of my walkthroughs. Yeah, this was prior to it being updated. It looks like no, this was after because there's a new door right here. There's a new door. I know you guys obviously it doesn't look brand new, but this is a brand new renovated building in New York City. This is Brooklyn. So that's a nice one right here. And then actually down the end at 13, what is it, 1330 Herkimer? These here are condos listed by $1 million listing agent Ryan Sarhan. Okay. It used to be a school, but there, oh no, it's right here. That's the school. This is the condos. So these are the condos that I was telling you where the one bedroom starts at 300,000 or 400,000, 399. Okay. And this is 1325, 1330 Herkimer. But the first one I was showing you is 1301 Herkimer. And this one, when it's down to the studs, they were asking almost 600,000. That's why I say people don't want to play in New York because you also have to account for the renovation, and you have to put another 100,000 to 200,000 in after paying 600,000. If I'm gonna put assignment, I'm gonna put a 50,000 assignment because I got it for under 60, 600. So then it becomes unfeasible in this market. But stone's throw away in New Jersey, totally different story.
You said
you see what I'm saying?
Throw away?
No, in a stone's throw away outside of New York City, but a stone's throw away if you go to New Jersey. The market is completely different. And all the stuff that you're talking about is highly possible and more likely to happen. Because New York is Gotham City, but everywhere else people like to live.
You said Gotham City. See, thank God you said it and not me. See, I would have all my East Coast clients been mad at me.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
You said Gotham City. Thanks, real deal. Much appreciated. I'm trying to get rich. Man, I never said I was rich, man. Stop playing, Wadner.
Yeah.
Trying to get me hurt out here. Never said that. I'm transitioning to making all my nickels and dimes to get a $600,000 house. So that is not rich. Now, Biden might say you're rich because your net worth is now $600,000 because of the house. But and also another thing I meant to ask you. Hold on, let me get my phone. Let me get my phone. Hold on. Let me get my phone real quick. Let me mute up. Hey. Have you heard of private placement insurance? I don't know if I'm saying the term correctly, but let me double back on what I read from one of my accountant people that I look at and also consult with. Shout out to Mark J. Colherd. He's actually a dude that reached out to the time to answer my questions, but he was saying, hold on, he was saying something about either private placement insurance or okay, so yes, so private placement life insurance,
Private placement life
PPLI.
insurance. So I've
Yes.
never heard of that exactly, but it sounds like a concept as opposed to something actual. Just like nobody's ever heard of a MEC, which is a modified endowment contract, et cetera, or a buy-sell agreement. So private placement life insurance likely sounds like something like Keyman Insurance, which is just placing it. It's the way you set it up and who you put it on.
Okay. Because
But
Business Week, I'm gonna read the Business Week article, and you're gonna tell me if this is valid or not valid from your criteria when it comes to this niche. It says here, wealthy Americans are scrambling for places to hide from the plans by the Democrat to hike their taxes. Many of the Wall Street think that they found just the thing, a niche strategy called private placement life insurance. PPLI has already gaining popularity among the very rich for its ability to shield fortunes from taxes. Now, some advisors to the top of
so what they're doing
0.1%.
is, yeah,
Okay.
what that is, again, that's exactly like I said. It's a concept. Basically, it's the concept that I've been teaching people that aren't uber wealthy, average Americans for the last umpteen years, but people feel it's too good to be true. I can show people how to have a PPLI, or basically create their own retirement fund through a life insurance policy with as little as $100 a month. When I show it to people, however, due to things like Prime America, World Financial Group, People Helping People, Family First Life, and all these other crapola companies, and false profit financial advisors like Sue Zorman and David Ramsey, we get convoluted information. Okay. The reality of it, and yes, those are some heavy hitters who I just spoke negatively about. But the reality of the situation is the proper plan and the proper scenario. Yes, a life insurance policy can be used for a multitude of reasons. So a private placement policy is just overfunding a policy. It's something I've talked about often when I say a MEC, which is a modified endowment contract, which is one of the ways that
Okay.
people like Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. See, we need strategies like that to be commonplace when it comes to my channel. Because I have people that watch the replay all the time that either never came up on a situation and just look at the replay and they say, man, Alonzo is smart. I said, yeah, you should book a consultation, Alonzo. You should book the consultation, Alonzo. See?
Exactly.
Black people coming up in the world, you see? Because really, it's just something that I just saw it on business news, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Because this is like new news to me when it comes to strategies of life insurance.
Mhm.
Like I told you, I am not the life insurance guru. I never even try to even portray it remotely close. But it
Yeah.
says here, as long as the assets are held in a PPLI policy, they can escape taxes. When the policyholder dies, the heirs inherit the PPLI's contents tax-free. Those perks strike at the heart of the Biden's tax plans to get the very wealthy to pay more taxes on their investments, especially on capital gains that currently aren't levied if the assets aren't held until death. Private placement life insurance poses a serious obstacle to President Biden's goal of guaranteeing the high-income individuals to pay taxes on larger gains at least once per lifetime. Okay, said by Daniel Hellmill, law professor at the University of Chicago. He said that. That's the source.
Yeah.
So,
So it's definitely something that's like I said, it's common, but you've got a bunch of stuff happening. So you've got things like IRC 7702, which are changing things in your premiums, so your premiums are going up. And PPLI is, again, it's an alternative concept because when you're looking at life insurance, you're looking at a different, just like in real estate, right? If you get your real estate license, that doesn't mean that all you do is sell residential real estate. Your real estate license allows you to sell residential real estate, commercial real estate. It allows you to sell timeshares. It allows you to sell businesses. You know what I mean? It allows you to be a property manager. So there's a lot of things that your insurance license allows you to do. And then there's different insurance licenses. For example, there's life insurance, then there's health insurance, then there's there's property and casualty insurance, which is like car insurance. Then you have surplus lines. Then you have specialty lines like things like title insurance. So just because somebody says they're, an insurance agent doesn't mean they do all insurances. I happen to hold my life, health, accidental, property, and casualty, so I do most all lines, at least all personal lines. I really don't do too many commercial lines, but
okay. Because really, we just need to be able to understand those strategies and those dynamics. I like to always keep people informed because people are leveraging these where people that are not in the know, they're pretty much getting hit face on, like literally like a semi truck just like run you over and keep on kicking type of stuff. So, because I didn't know nothing about these type of scenarios using life insurance in a full detail. Like, I always hear the terms of cash value life insurance policies, but it was never in clear, in-depth detail where I can get a definitive understanding. But when you said about when you fully explain annuity plans, I'm start thinking like, yo, I need to start thinking annuity plans. I need that monthly payout to be guaranteed on the policy.
Yeah,
So
to be honest, though, annuity planning should be later. Right now, plan the annuity with a life insurance policy. It'll beat up the cash value faster. Also, while you're in the process of out here bird dogging looking for these properties, you should have a life insurance policy that is in force for at least 2 years. That's cash value, that's building cash value. So while you're stacking up your coin, you can actually be building the liquidity and net worth to go fund your own deals. Because now when you have the life insurance, it's added to your net worth. So now when you go get that $600,000 property, that adds to your net worth, but you get that $600,000 mortgage that brings your net worth down back to zero. If you have that $1 million life insurance, your net worth shot back up to $1 million. So, because the 600 of asset is the house, but the 600 of liability is the mortgage. So that is a wash. It brings you down to zero. So then the 1 million of life insurance that you have before you go get the loan is an asset, and the mortgage loan originator will, if you have a cash value life insurance policy that's in force for at least 2 years and was purchased with the purpose other than buying a mortgage, which you'd say, I got this life insurance for the purpose of life insurance. I didn't know I was going to buy a house 5 years ago when I bought this life insurance policy and have X amount of dollars saved up, because life insurance cash value grows at a 2% compound interest rate, which is 1.5% higher than your highest yield bank account, which happens to be Marcus Millichap. So you're growing at 2% compound interest, which is monthly. I'm actually going to do a live video a little later on today showing that.
For sure, man. I'm gonna tune in as well. Hopefully, I don't have a whole influx of people that need to contact me. But I want to say that when it comes to that, I think I need to think about that $1 million life insurance policy before I get that loan. Before I get that loan, because what you just said made sense.
Well, you think about it. People save money in the bank, right? But if you're saving money in the bank, let's say you save money with JP Morgan Chase, because that's a bank that's everywhere. You don't get into the interest-bearing savings account until you have a balance of $15,000. Then you get an APY of 0.002%. That's an annual percentage yield. So basically, you have to have 15K in there. But let's use round numbers. If you have $10,000 in there, you're gonna get like 20 cents a year off of your $10,000. Meanwhile, on life insurance, because it grows at a monthly compound interest rate of worst case scenario 2%, you can actually just start with $100, and by this time next month, you'll have $102. Whereas if you put $10,000 in Marcus Millichap, this time next month, it's still $10,000. Whereas if you put $10,000 into life insurance this month, next month, it's what's 2%? It's $10,200.
For sure, because I just need to have that into a, how can I say, in my psyche when it comes to my strategy, because I would say I would have the elements inside my company, my LLC, except for that insurance policy that needs to be done. So that's why I got you, because only why I haven't done it yet is because like I'm saying, I'm pretty much in the rat race right now when it comes to these properties, Alonso. I'm looking at 5, 6, 7 other situations with 4 other people. Need to negotiate how to be able to structure everything. It's pretty much me looking left and right instead of sitting down and actually saying, okay, when you do have the money, you still need to have a strategy before you even get on the website and try to apply.
Exactly.
So you just put that into account for me as well.
Do you have business partners in your LLC?
Yes, I do, and I'm gonna have more LLCs created for 2022 as well. That's gonna have business partners.
You need to book a consult with me because you need buy-sell agreements. There's a whole bunch of exposure that you're leaving yourself to that you don't even know. A lot of people who are in your position have themselves open to a ton of exposure that they don't even know. Obviously, as you can see, I've been there, done that. Not tooting my own horn, but I'm just showing that I'm not speaking from inexperience. So there's a lot of areas that you guys are unprotected. I'd love to help you protect yourselves for things like exit strategy, right? Because, you're going to exit the business one day, or sometimes partnerships go awry, and there's things like having to buy each other out. So, those things we can definitely discuss later. But listen, I actually have to hop off. I'm about to go get me some lunch. It's been real. Salute to the real deal. Everybody watching live and everybody watching in the playback. Make sure you listen to this man. He drops valuable information daily. And always remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.
Hey, man, respect to Lonzo. Much respect. Much respect. So that's coming in. This is an open panel. I know this we're starting to get like up to people that's coming in. For people that want to join, the open link chat is in there. So, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, so you emailed me. I will respond to your email. So you emailed me on a credit builder situation. Because, yeah, I need a very extensive buy and sell agreement because I have a my buy and sell agreement is pretty much a out of 10. It's pretty much a 6 out of 10. My audio is tripping again. Yo, can you hear me? Man, is my audio tripping again? Hold on. Let me refresh. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Mr. Williams, I gave you an email. Mr. Williams, Adam Williams, I replied to your email. So I replied to your email. I will give you a stock list as well. Pretty much give you a rundown on what you need. And if you need your credit repaired as well, we can usher that as well and be able to figure out how it can be able to get funding for e-commerce and your stocks as well. But this is an open panel for all the people that's still tuning in with me. I'm probably going to get off anyway. So I might have another guest pendant off of him seeing his text message. If he can be able to come up and join the panel, then that'll be cool. He's actually in a good resourceful trade as well. So let me. So I thought I was gonna have somebody that was gonna come up, but turned to find out he's doing a consultation himself. So it's pretty much I respect everybody that's coming in and respect everybody that tuned in. I'm pretty much canceling off an extended live. So I thought I was gonna be able to have my man to come up, but no problem, Mr. Williams. If you got good credit, actually that can help you get funding for the real estate properties to get you to some assets. So we'll talk. So I emailed you and I sent you my personal. I sent you my personal line, Mr. Williams. So if you got good credit, then you can get funding on the credit and you can be able to leverage that situation. So that's actually good that you got good credit, because it don't mean I'll have to tear and pair and all that other stuff and be able to do all that heavy lifting, because I got people that got bankruptcies that's asking for credit repair. So it's going to take a lot of work for them to get funding. But with you have good credit, you got good funding already. So you're pretty much already in the good, man. So respect everybody that came on and supported me. If anybody needs my email, that's creditbuilder475@gmail.com. That's creditbuilder475@gmail.com for any consultations, questions, stock lists, or if you want to get in contact with Lonzo Hall, the all-star advisor. He pretty much gives a lot of information when it comes to his skill and craft, and plus he drops gems as well. I respect everybody that comes in and support me. As you support me, I support you. So, Mr. Williams, I sent you the email and I replied back. Respect to you, Wadner. Email me as soon as you got the chance. And for everybody that's looking at the replay, thank you and I appreciate you. RDF